Good morning, YouTube. Good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you're watching from. NYPD retired detective here, Duty Ron, signing on. A lot of going on this morning. I got to be honest with you. I didn't download. I didn't get the audio, but I see that there's a lot of other people broadcasting live with the audio, I just wanted to go live quickly here, just to give you guys my take, my take on the audio. Good morning, Cinnamon Hot Hot. How are you? I see a lot of people are live. I've been listening to the Chriswatts audio, and I gotta say, I have my opinions on it. It's just really, really ridiculous. Hey, how are you, Blonde Java? Hey, Laura, how are you? Good morning, good morning. How are you? Hi, guys. Hi, Cheryl. Hey, Sheila. Hey, guys. Hi, Eileen. Good morning, Meg. How are you? Um, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna opt today to just give you my take on the bits and pieces that I've listened to here, the bits and pieces that I've listened to here. So good morning to everybody. Good morning. Hi, Belinda. How are you? Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming in and hanging out. Um, you know, like I said, guys, I feel like it's important to speak about it because everybody is covering it right now. I see numerous broadcasters are playing the audio. I chose not to get the audio and not to play it for two reasons. Number one, first and foremost, I feel like hello from Belfast. I feel Chris Watts is obviously not being honest about everything. So this is a fantasy story, possibly in his head. So we don't know, and emotions are running high. We don't know what's true, what's not. Uh, as a law enforcement professional, I look at this with a grain of salt. I look at it like this is a criminal mind. This is an insane person, a sick person, a person of not much moral value. So uh, you know, I feel that I stick to what I always speak about. I feel like the wheels of justice will get to him, and jailhouse justice is probably what's going to prevail, or he's going to take his own life. So rather than to talk about um, rather to talk about how he did this and how it was done, we know that he did it. And as far as the girlfriend goes, I speak about this all the time. Without hard evidence. Hello from Arizona. Hello from the UK. Hello to everybody who's joining throughout the world. So thank you for coming in. And I know most people are listening to the audio, listening to this guy lying. I mean, I have it up on my secondary device. I have the audio up on my secondary device, but I'm kind of choosing not to listen to it because I heard, the first bit of it. Um, thank you, Meg. I appreciate that. Thank you. So I'm choosing not to listen to the audio for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I listened to enough of it where I feel like it's they're just talking to him just to see what they can get out of him. So a lot of people are upset. A lot of people are like, why are they being so friendly to him? Why are they being so nice to him? Well, that's part of the tactics of doing that. Part of the reasoning behind law enforcement being friendly with this guy is because they got to warm him up. They got to warm him up and let him talk. And part of that process, part of the process is befriending a vicious animal like this, and it's not an easy job. Hi, Brent. How are you? So I'm not looking at the comments closely, but what I want to say is that um, we have this crime. Everybody wants the girlfriend arrested. We want to say that she helped him in this. Uh, we have this guy. We have this guy in jail. He's either going to get killed, he's going to kill himself, or he's going to live out his whole life in jail. These are the three possibilities. I don't go on the third one where he's going to live out the rest of his life in jail. I feel that he's going to either kill himself or someone's going to get to him. Those are my two. theories that are what are going to happen to him. The whole situation is heartbreaking, and for us to go and listen to this and put ourselves through more emotional, um, more emotional distress does no good. Does no good at all, because everybody's going to have the theories on it, but you can't convict his girlfriend, Nicole Kessinger. You can't convict her on shadows. You can't convict her on hearsay. You can't convict her if she's not seen or put at the crime scene. Even if he admits and says she was there, they need evidence. They can't go based on what he says. You just can't make and keep someone arrested and prosecute them successfully by doing that. So, hello from Ireland. Good to see you. Um, he's going to go comment on how slowed down the chat. I knew you would figure it out. Yes, I did figure it out, Texas lady. I figured it out. You could slow it up until I did a Google search. I'm an old man, so I went on to Google and I said, how do I slow my YouTube chat slower than 60 seconds? And they said you could do it up to, I don't remember what, but I chose to put it on 300 because I think I saw Jay early this morning for Justice do it in her chat, and it worked well. It worked well. So slowing it down to 300, I think, works better. Hello from Boulder, Colorado. Thank you for joining. He's definitely lying. There's no question about that, ladies and gentlemen. I could tell just by listening to him. He's nervous. I have the audio up here. I mean, if you guys really want to, if you guys really want to, if you guys want to torture yourself, I have it going.
What they saw, what they've seen.
This is it.
What they heard on tapes.
It's all bullshit.
It's just like, I don't want people to relive that.
You want to listen to this sick, psychotic animal tell his story? Then you could do that. I mean, go to. There's like 5 or 6 people that have it going. There's like 5 broadcasts that have the audio going. But I chose not to listen to it because I heard him say, I heard him victimize his wife over again and say that it's his fault, her fault. He made it seem like it was all happening because of her, because she wasn't giving him what he wanted or providing him what he wanted. And then I heard him go into the buyer's remorse, like, I wish I had the kids back. I missed them. Now, the best part of my life was being a father. Well, if the best part of your life was being a father, why did you annihilate your kids? Why did you annihilate your entire family? So these are just, it's just ridiculous, So I heard him laughing. Hello, Shelly B. Good to see you, my friend. Shelly B from Tennessee. How are you, sweetheart? Good to see you. So you know what I'm saying? If you felt that strongly about your family, why do it? I mean, I have it queued up only because I was just listening to it before I went live, and I was like, you know what, this is ridiculous. Nothing that yeah, exactly. He's got enough guilt on him already as it is. He's gonna have to live with that in the 4 walls of prison. Who cares what his prison life is about? Who cares if he's in protective custody or in general population? Either way, even whether he's in either or, a prisoner can get to him. If somebody wants to kill him in there, the guards are not, they're obligated to protect him, but they're not obligated to be on him 24/7. So there's going to be a very small, exactly, his voice gets everybody irked. But there's a very small window frame in prison where they could get to him. And that may very well happen. And I think that would be the best justice that could happen here. And it would be great for Shanann's family. It'll be great for all of the relatives and all of the people of that town that they lived in, to give everybody closure. If that happened, I do feel strongly, because I know the prison system. I know how wicked it is. It's a hustle in there. It's not easy. If you go in for a regular crime, burglary, assault, a simple assault charge, you do 5 years. You do any time in prison is what they call hard time, and it's not easy. I'm looking in the chat, and people are saying all this stuff and saying a lot of different things, and the bottom line is that these the FBI and these guys that went there just are there to kind of profile this guy, to kind of get into the psyche, to get into the mind of him. They have their arrest, they have their person. If there was, and I'm saying this one more time, I'm going to go into this one more time. I'm going to delve into this craziness about Nicole Kessinger and about his girlfriend NK. If they had enough solid evidence, arrestable, verifiable, something that they could use, get an indictment at a grand jury, first arrest, get the indictment, and then go to a trial. If they had enough of that, she would have been collared. She would have been cuffed. She would have been in custody. So whether she was there or not or whatever, if there's no substantial solid evidence, there's nothing that can be done. So we have to try to move on. He is definitely still lying. This guy is never going to tell the truth. You're going to probably hear another version of this from him down the road. Maybe. I don't know. You may hear another version of this from him. He might say, oh, well, I have a change of heart. This is what really happened. And who the hell is going to believe him? Who's going to believe him? So only God knows, and those poor little girls and his wife. I listened to him say that he straddled her. He had sex with his wife the morning he killed her, or the night when she came home, and that he straddled her on top of her, and she didn't fight him. He said that she just laid there and let him choke her out. I would think human nature and a natural response if someone's choking you, whether they're your loved one, a friend, a foe, you're gonna fight to get your airway back. So he said that she just sat there and let him do it. I don't buy that. I mean, that's in his sick mind. That's his analogy. That's the world according to Chriswatts. Now, and the world according to Chriswatts is a very sick, perverse, self-centered, and he even said in the interview, "Oh, I'm never somebody who wants the spotlight. I don't want the spotlight." If that's true, he didn't really exhibit it that clearly, but he did. He was a little short on her social media videos, but whatever. This guy is just. There's nothing that he says that I will believe. There's nothing he says that I would believe. I don't think he's seeking attention right now. I think he's trying to justify in his own mind and get his own story out to make it seem like he's almost the victim here. Like this is his sick, perverted way of getting out his story, his own story under his thinking to make himself feel better. It's not for you or me or the family or anybody. This is him just trying to put out his own thing so for himself he could feel better about it. No, this is the new audio release from February 18th when the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, the CBI, the local authorities, and the feds went and interviewed him. So it's the audio tape, and if you want to hear it, you could leave here and go to J is for Justice. She's playing it, I think. Hold on, I have it queued up. Yeah, she's still playing it. So she's playing the audio. If you guys want to go there, this is it. I'll let you listen to a minute of it or so. Yeah.
Did you ever going down there for anything or opening that door for anything? Did you think about, well, maybe I'll take her out that way, or is it a walkout basement? No, it wasn't at your hospital. Okay.
Yeah, so they're just this to me is torture. It's enough to make anybody sick. And listen, if you're suffering from anxiety or slight depression or slight anxiety, if you're suffering from any PTSD, this is probably not something that you should be listening to. And that's just my opinion. Hi, Darlene. How are you? Good to see you, Darlene. So let me just share. I forgot to share onto my Twitter, so I want to share onto my Twitter really quick this broadcast. I forgot. And I know there's thousands of people that are listening to that audio, and for the people who want it, people who want to get who are into it and want to listen to it, it's good. So go on to I think J is for Justice. That's the channel that that I have queued up there. So if you guys want to go and watch or listen to the audio, then go on to go on to JS with Justice because she's playing it right now. I think it's 5 hours worth of audio. So that's going to be playing for 5 freaking hours there. Active shooter in Rockford, Illinois, at an extended stay hotel. Oh Jesus! Let me yeah, Shelly. It's not something that I would recommend to somebody if you're suffering from any type of PTSD or depression, because it's going to make you more depressed. It's going to make you more depressed. And if you really have to listen to it, it's there. You guys have a choice. You guys have a choice. For me, I know what's entailed here. It's going to be just a bunch of his. This is his fantasy, so it's like a fantasy show for him. He knows that he's being recorded. He knows that there's video there. He knows that he's got the big stage, and now it's his chance to put out his sick, twisted, perverted story, and that's what he's doing right now. So he's got the floor. At that time he had the floor, and he's doing his thing, So good morning, Cowgirl. Cowgirl up. Good to see you. So I have the chat slowed down really bad. I mean, I might just unslow it. That's not even a word. Maybe I should just take the slow chat off for a little bit. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I leave it the way it is, or is it kind of annoying? You're welcome, Tipsy Tansy. Tipsy Tansy. I appreciate that. I could take it off, or I could just leave it. I don't know. Seems like it's a little bit too slow. Yeah, Diane, I already pretty much gave you my takeaway from it. I think the guy is, in his little fantasy world, he is, he's putting out his stuff. He's putting out his side of the story, which is probably not true. I have it slowed to 300 seconds. Let me put it to 120. Let me put it to 60 and see how that goes. I changed it to 60. If it seems to be going too fast, then I'll change it back. So that's that. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy for me to see him say, to hear him say, that he was kind of blaming his wife. He's blaming his wife, Yeah, I just set it to 60 seconds, so that's a little bit better. That should be a little bit better for you guys. It's nice when it's slow. You can read everything. Exactly, Chrissy. I'm saying I'm going to evaluate it if it goes really fast, because there's only 100 people, not even 100 people here. So we should be able to handle it on 60 seconds. Should be good. If the number swells up or gets a little higher, then I'll have to put it up. But I can do it quickly. Hello from Ireland. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. So, I mean, I don't think anybody in here really wants to hear the audio, but if you guys really want to hear it, I mean, I would play it, but I think it's better for us to have an intelligent conversation about it. Cinnamon, you're not blocked. I could see you. Please stop talking like that. Please stop talking about it. Am I blocked? If you could put chat in the chat box, then you're not blocked. Just an FYI. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but if you can chat on anybody's stream, you're not blocked. Just an FYI. I can't listen to him. He makes me sick. Yeah, I think he makes everybody sick. I think we can all agree that he makes all of us sick. The guy is, the guy's disgusting. The guy wiped out, annihilated his whole family, and now he thinks it's okay to laugh and giggle about it. Just craziness, man. I listened to maybe 30 minutes of the audio. I listened to him say what he did inside the house, how he killed his wife, and then what he did with the kids. And he said that he left the wife in the back of the car on the floor and then put the kids right there, their mother at their feet. I mean, I don't believe that. I don't think that's how it went down. I think that's how it went down in his sick, twisted mind, but I don't think that's how he did it. Yeah, none of us, we love you. None of us know what the truth is because they can't speak, and God is only the only one, and He's going to have to meet His Maker. So the real people, the only person that's alive that knows what happened is Him. You know, He didn't send a text to his girlfriend and tell her he did it. She didn't text him saying, "Did you do it? Did you complete the job?" Because if she did that, she'd be dragged in and perhaps placed in custody. She might get arrested if there was that type of text on her phone, and it makes me believe that there was no type that not that type of text was not there. Uh, so there is a transcript. There is a transcript, Deborah. You can purchase, I think, or request it. I don't think it's a purchase. It's a request. If you go to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, CBI in Colorado, there's a request form. There's a request form on the CBI. You can request it. But there's tons of people that are going to be broadcasting it. You're going to just be patient and wait and just get it off YouTube. There you go. A U.S. Marshal was shot serving a warrant and a suspect fled. So there's a suspect that's not in custody, that's outstanding, who shot a marshal. Let's pray and hope that that marshal is going to make it and going to be okay. I can go here and do a quick Google search and pull it up real fast. So let me just do that for a second here, guys. Where was that shooting, guys? Where was that shooting? In Texas? U.S. Marshal shot? I was just listening to the recording, says Tara. Yeah, I mean, I was listening to it too, but I had to go away. Hello, Joey Brooklyn, Joey BKLYN underscore 67. Good to see you. Let me see. U.S. Marshal shot. Um, it looks like Rockford, Illinois. I got it up right here. Hello, Susan. Good to see you. A deputy assigned to U.S. Marshals was shot while serving a warrant in Rockford, Illinois hotel on Thursday. Suspect Floyd Brown of Springfield, Illinois, fled the scene. They know who he is, so they know it's the suspect's name. I guess he's the subject of the subject of the warrant. Deputy assigned to such and such. Let's just say a prayer, and hopefully this deputy will be okay. All right, so let's get back to it. Let's get back to what we're talking about. My anxiety is really, really bad right now, and I can't get it under control. Chrissy, just take a deep breath. Stop thinking about it. Stop talking about it. Stop watching it. Shut down your YouTube. Shut down the internet. Go and do something that makes you nice and peaceful. So don't even stay here. I recommend that you leave and don't even hang out here because we're going to talk about it a little bit, and this won't help you. So if you were asking me for help, what I'd say is to do something other than this. Disengage from this because this will always be here. You can always come back to it when you feel better. So I would do that. Just take a break from it. Shut everything down. De-stress. Have a nice cup of tea or have a drink of water. Watch your favorite show on TV. Do something that's pleasurable. Don't engage in this type of stuff if you're not feeling well. So that's my recommendation to you, Chrissy. Please. There you go. Some calming music. Listen to some water or some kind of nature sounds or whatever can reel you in and calm you down a little bit. Yeah, but listen. Like I said, I'm here, and people are going to ask me, and I'm going to be talking about it. Yeah, it's crazy, Shannon. It's crazy. It's crazy, guys. So, as a cop, would you say that type of case happens a lot? No, Deborah. I spoke about this on my last live. It's not common. This is not a common case, but it does happen. It does happen. There's many, many, many documented cases. There are, men and women that wipe out their families. I mean, there's many of documented cases. Um, so at the end of the day, people, I feel very strongly about this. I'm happy that this guy is in custody. I'll be going to a memorial service Saturday for my father-in-law who was a brother in blue. Kim, KO, thank you for sharing that with me. Sending prayers, and may my fellow brother rest in peace. A brother in blue, may he rest in peace. Police, peace. Affects all of us very deeply. Agreed, Liz. Agree. Um, but OJ did wipe out his, not his entire family, but he killed his wife and, her significant other or whoever. And, this guy here is just beyond reproach. He's just sickening to the core. Hello, Otis. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, Ronald Goldman, and look at what he put their family through. The Goldman family, his sisters and the father, and all of that terrible stuff. And you know what? He got away with it. He effectively got away with it. He went to prison for other things, but OJ got away with killing those two people. He slaughtered them. I mean, he cut her neck so badly that he almost severed he almost cut her head off. Um, so yeah, he's 100 times worse. But I'm just, there are. Thank God that these aren't. This isn't an epidemic, but it does happen. And in the audio, I heard Chriswatts allude to that he was possessed. Don't think for 1 second that he wasn't prepped for this by his attorneys, because he was. Chriswatts didn't just give this interview without consulting his attorneys. They told him that he's going to have this interview, and he was prepped for this. So thank you, Matta. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. He was prepped. Welcome in from Ireland. Good to see you. Don't think that Chriswatts wasn't prepped for this. So I listened to him in the short clip that I listened to him. He said that he felt like he wasn't even in his own body, like something took over him. He was using attorney words. So listen to what he says. If you guys care to listen to that audio, I would say today is probably not a great day. Maybe give it some time and let it lay. But if you really have to listen to it, listen to the part that I heard him say. It was almost like something took me over, and it wasn't me. It wasn't myself. I wasn't acting the right way. I couldn't control myself. He was using attorney words. So look for that when you listen to that. So glad you did find me. Thank you, Otis Brown. Thank you so much. Appreciate coming in. No. He definitely was prepped on the things to say. He consulted an attorney before he spoke to them, because in the beginning of the audio, they tell him, you don't have to answer any of our questions, and you don't even have to talk to us. If at any time you feel like you don't want to talk anymore, you can leave. You can end this interview. He chose to keep talking to them for 5 hours. He spoke for 5 hours. Omnipotent, yes. So these are key things that I, as a professional, listen to. Love and respect from Belfast, right back to you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Andrea. You got to take a break from it, man. Maureen, I'm going to tell you, it is unhealthy to the 10th degree, because everybody is weird. This is a case that, see, the thing of it is this is a case that hits home with a lot of us, because most of us are either parents or have nieces, nephews. I would say all of us get affected by this, whether you're a mother, a father, or just a human being. It doesn't matter if you have a family, but if you have a family, it's even more intense. Like me, I have 2 kids. Some of you might have 2 daughters. Some of you have a family dynamic. If you're a father or a mother, this is 100 times more impact than if you're single and you don't have a family yet, or or even if you're just trying to have a family, or if you always wanted to have family and you couldn't, you look at something like this and say, why the F would this guy do this when all I want to do is have some kids and I can't even have them? So there's so many different aspects to this, you know. Yeah, or have you been in we could lump everything in, Madeline. We could lump everything in. At the end of the day, this impacts all of us because of one real reason, is we're all humans. We have hearts. We all have feelings. We all are breathing, living human beings. And anybody that's normal would not do that. Anybody that sits and thinks with a sound mind would say, who in God's name, who in their right mind would do something like this? You know, slow mode at 32 seconds is too long, says Andrea B. It's not at 32 seconds. It's at 30 seconds. It's at 30 seconds. So it's not at 32. I think it's at 30 seconds. Now you got me thinking. Let's see. So that's Andrea she wants more. Give me more. I want to make more comments. Is that what you're saying, Andrea? Andrea B is like, Ron, you can't hold me back. I need to send more comments to you. I need to send more comments in the chat. Is that true? Yeah, you have two girls, and one of them's named Bella. So yeah, you know, this is it's disturbing. You know, it's disturbing on many different levels. Yes, Tara, I spoke about that. I know the speed's fine. I'm not going to change it. I just wanted to check. It's on the lowest speed that I can have it on right now. It's on the lowest speed. Actually, 60 seconds. It's on 60, and that's where it's going to stay. I need comments, says Andrea. Yeah, she wants. Give me more. Ron, I want. No, it's on 60. It's on 60. 2 seconds is not worth debating. I agree, but I had to put you in your place a little bit. He definitely is a true narcissistic personality. But, you know, for me, I'm pretty level-headed and pretty calm. I don't suffer from any type of anxiety, any kind of depression, or anything of that nature. I could listen to the whole thing, and I will. I will listen to it from soup to nuts, from the beginning to end. But 5 hours is too long. I don't have enough time in my day to sit and listen to this piece of shit talk for 5 hours. My time is more valuable to myself and what I got to complete on my regular everyday operation. Don't forget, we all have lives. We all have either a family or we have responsibilities and we have things to do. I can't take 5 hours of my day to sit and listen to this guy tell us bullshit, tell us lies. So I chose not to. Don't do it, Ron. I'm Irish and feisty. All in capital letters. She's screaming at me right now. That's like, don't you do this. I'm Irish and I am feisty. Darn it. Don't do it to me, Ron. Yeah. There you go. Ursula, you made a good choice. There's 12,000 or plus or 15,000 people watching on JS for Justice. That's how many people are torturing themselves right now. But they're doing it for good reason. If they want to listen to it and they choose to listen to it, that's great. And more power to them. You know, I'm going to listen to it in little bits and pieces because I don't have 5 hours to sit and listen, you know? He loves to hear himself speak. That's probably very true, Liz. But like I said, the reason I set this up, hello from Cornwall, the United Kingdom. Good to see you, Amanda. But this is why I said it. The bottom line is that it shouldn't be buffering. Is anybody else experiencing buffering? It might be just on Susan's end because I got a good solid connection here. I don't see any buffering on my end, guys. I need the condensed version. Exactly. Who wants to hear all of the nonsense? I don't want to hear it. I don't know. I'll listen to the highlights of it or I'll take it in a little bit at a time. But, you know, I'm sure everybody wants to hear what they say about the girlfriend. They want to know about Nicole Kessinger. Let me see if they're at that part yet.
Yeah. Okay, and so you were sleeping in her bed. Yeah, because I wasn't going to work that day because I didn't have to that day. Okay. The first holiday I ever had off. And, you know, she was pissed and it kind of pissed Nikki off too that I left. But I think that's when I called Nikki later, and she was like, she kind of realized that, she'd always be like, the second. She said second fiddle.
Hi, Nancy.
And because that's how I thought I would come back that day. Just,
They aren't there for him. They weren't there for him.
So it was stuff like that.
All right, so he's talking about his wife. He's talking about his wife. This guy is not believable on any degree. So I'm just not. I can't give him the time of day. Can't do it. Yeah, I know. Hi, Punky. How are you? How are you, Punky? Punky. So I do want to hear the part if they ask about NK. That I'm interested in hearing about what he says about that. But I can already tell you it's going to be a lie. He's going to protect her. He's not going to implicate her. And even if he implicated her without evidence, they're not going to be able to arrest him. Hello from Buenos Aires. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Yeah, pretty much, cowgirl. You become the boy who cried wolf. Once you tell a bunch of lies, people are not going to believe you, and that's how it goes. Shelly, I agree 1,000%. And it's good to see you, Shelly. Shelly's a great friend of mine. Transplant from California, now living in Tennessee. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's probably getting by on her good looks. That's what Shelly's doing right now. She's getting by on her good looks in Tennessee. True Crime Truth Finders is doing a part 1 confession. They broke it up. Excellent. Okay, so that's cool. Good. What's the Nicky name my dad used to call me? But that's what the nickname. Oh, he used to call you that, Punky? Oh boy. Listen, guys. Don't let this engulf you. Don't let this affect your lives. He doesn't sound remorseful. He doesn't sound anything. It sounds like he's having a grand old time. His voice is a little crackly and a little bit not strong, and that's because he's a little nervous. So yeah, I mean, Tara, I'm gonna review it, but I have limited time to do this crap. I don't have all day to sit and listen to this. So I'm gonna take in the condensed version, and that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take in the condensed version, and I'm gonna look at the highlights. I'm gonna look at the highlights, and that's what I'm gonna stick to. Guys. So he does. He makes a lot of us sick, Ursula. Welcome to the club. He makes a ton of us sick. You're not alone in that regard. I can tell you that right now. You're definitely not alone. Hi, Winky Whispers. How are you, Wink? Wink, I saw you over there in Jay for Justice's chat. You're doing a great job over there. I'm just doing my analysis of it without the audio because I don't think everybody needs to be tortured on that. Only being allowed to post one comment every minute is pointless, Duty Ron. But I get you don't get how slow mode works. I do know how slow mode works. I do. And if I take it off slow mode, then I can't read the comments. So it's fine. Hello, New Jersey. Good to see you. I don't know, Raquel. But what I do know is that the opening to get them inside those tanks did not. The dimensions didn't jive for what their body dimensions are. So yeah. So that's it. Yes. There you go. Thank you for that statement. That's a good one. I saw that before, Winky. That's a good one. That's a good statement. We haven't had any of that really going on in here, Winky. But thank you for putting that statement out there. If you guys can all abide by that, greatly appreciated it. I would greatly appreciate that. I haven't seen any of it yet, Winky, to be honest with you. I haven't seen any of it yet. So it's been very good. Everybody has been model citizens here in the Duty Ron chat. What questions would you ask Chriswatts, Duty Ron? Honestly, if you're asking me right now at this stage of the game, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't ask him any questions because he's sentenced to 3 life sentences, and 84 years or whatever, 4 life sentences, I would ask him nothing. I don't have anything to say to that clown. I would say my answer to that is zero. Zero. Because anything he says is not going to be true. So these, I feel that, at the end of the day, what we can gain by this is to get into the criminal mind, the psyche. That's the only thing, and it's for educational purposes. But there's nothing that we can do to change what happened. It happened, and we can't stop this from happening ever in the future, ever again. CBI should dust the shovel. I'm sure they did all of that. Listen, EM, and everybody who's listening, when the FBI gets involved, though the FBI is the premier law enforcement investigative branch, that's the best of the best. That's the best you can get. Whether you want to poo-poo it, whether you want to say that they did a shitty job, whether you want to say that they didn't do their job, bet your bottom dollar that every stone was unturned in this case. I know from dealing with the feds and the FBI and the Secret Service and the U.S. Marshals, if they're on the case, they are doing everything. They've done already everything. Every stone was not left, not unturned. They unturned every stone in this case. And if you think that they didn't, then you're sadly mistaken. And I'm here to tell you it because I know what goes on behind the scenes. I've worked in conjunction with all branches of law enforcement, from the federals, from the Fed to the state to the locals. So the guy's sentenced, Maureen. What more do you want? What more do you want? I know where you're leading with this about his girlfriend, but even if he says she was there with me, that's not enough to arrest. You can't go on based on what he's saying. You need evidence to back it up. You need hair fibers, her saliva, if she cut herself, if there was blood, her fingerprints. There's got to be something there, and they don't have it. Because if they did, she'd be in cuffs. And I'm almost like borderline at the point where I don't even want to say it anymore because I've said it so many times. If you guys can't understand that, then I, there's not much more I can tell you. You guys got to understand that I'm not just saying this just to say it, just to listen to myself talk. Let's see what happens now with the 30 seconds. I put it to 30 seconds. I changed it to 30 seconds. All right, kids, it's on 30 seconds. So let's see how it goes now. I stayed out of all of it. Only 3 life sentences. Wasn't she pregnant? Just a question, guys. If she was pregnant, that would be all over the news. Every media outlet would have it, and you would know about it. She was not pregnant, the girlfriend. She was not pregnant, and she's not in the witness protection program because she's not a witness of anything. You have to be a witness of something to be in the witness protection program. You have to give somebody up. You have to give up a major mobster or some major crime figure to be in the witness protection program, just so you know. So, yeah, Texas lady, I say this till I'm blue in the face. To effect a lawful arrest, you have to have probable cause, you got to have evidence, and you got to have items to prove this person's guilt to bring to a trial. If they don't have all of that, no prosecutor is going to say lock her up and bring her in. If they have it, then they will. Because he's sick, Cindy. He's a sick person. He's a sick person. They're laughing with him because they're, on the law enforcement side, are trying to make him comfortable. It's not because they want to do that. Those are tactics of interview and interrogation. And that's the answer to that question. I have said it a million times. I know, but that's a family dynamic. Listen, there's plenty of mother-in-laws and father-in-laws that don't like their son-in-laws and their daughter-in-laws. This is what it is. The first super chat is coming in from Ilona Brown. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that, from over the other side of the pond. So thank you for the first super chat of the broadcast. Goes to Mr. or Mrs. Brown. I'm going to say that's a Mrs. Brown. So thank you for that super chat. I greatly appreciate that. If you guys don't know this, I have a dutyron.com website. I have my own website. So if you guys want to go check it, dutyron.com is my website. Go and check it out. There's links to the NYPD and a lot of other different branches of law enforcement. So if you want to go check that out, it is awesome. It's a great website. I think it is over, Cindy. I think so. I think so. Uh, I'm sure his mother is nasty and possessive and a controlling woman. There's tons of them out there. There's tons of them out there. Because he's guilty. Because he's guilty, Tara, and he knew that he couldn't fight it. The second super chat goes to Frida Baxter. Thank you for the super love and the super chat. Appreciate that, Frida. Thank you so much. Freudian slip on the Rita. Rita, it all rhymes. But thank you, Frida Baxter. Don't appreciate the super chat tremendously. Thank you so much for that. Winky Whispers, there it is, nypd.gov. If you want to learn more about the New York City Police Department, the police department that I work for, go and check out nypd.gov. Go and check out that website. The New York City Housing and Transit page. Go to the New York City Housing page because that's where I worked while I was on patrol. I was a housing bureau, housing authority police officer, and then when we merged in 1995, I became an NYPD full-out NYPD officer. So in the beginning, I was part of the housing. Nancy, have a great day at work. Enjoy. A lot of love and respect right back to you. So thank you for that. I just subbed. I really like your channel. I have a lot of relatives in law enforcement. Love and respect to you. Maud, love and respect right back. Thank you for thanking us in the law enforcement community. Greatly appreciate that. Houston Police Department. We don't have as many as the NYPD. NYPD has the most, guys. But doesn't mean that Houston isn't a great department because I'm sure they are. So, anyways, at the end of the day, there's, it's okay. I'm happy that he's bringing attention to himself because it's more and more of a chance of something happened to him in jail. And he didn't even need to do these interviews, but he agreed to them and he is doing them. So it is what it is. Let's just hope and pray that there's some jailhouse justice that goes on. So the chat is going pretty quick now, which is okay. It's going a little bit faster. So there you go. Veggie Vibes, good morning, Hio. Well, good afternoon, Hio. He's in Massachusetts, so it is afternoon. Hio can't help himself and always has to be in here. It's just part of the process, Casa. That's what law enforcement does. They want to continue to get into the mind of these criminals. Law enforcement needs to try to find out, get into the criminal psyche. This is more really about trying to get into the mind of someone who is capable of wiping out their whole family. So that's what this is. This is more of an educational tool for law enforcement than anything. He sounds giddy because that's his personality, guys. That's his personality. Thank you, Sassy. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Winky, thanks for all the links. Appreciate it. Even if he ratted her out, Kathleen Walker, if he ratted her out, it still wouldn't get her arrested. Trust me. There won't, as long as whatever evidence they have now is not enough to make an arrest. If something more comes up, if there's further evidence that comes up, she could be arrested. She could be arrested, or anybody additional. Hello, Dylan. Good to see you, Dill. Thanks for joining. Jailhouse justice. It exists. It exists, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you a story about jailhouse justice. I told this story in my last live, but I'll tell you again, just to get off this topic a little bit. Hello, TTNZ. So to get off a little bit of topic, I'll say this. Go to J is for Justice. She's playing the audio right now if you want to go listen. She's got 12,000 people in her broadcast watching. So if anybody wants to go catch the live audio, leave my broadcast and go over to J is for Justice and listen to it. I have it here, but I'm not listening to it. I have it in the background here.
Can you think back to your
this
past
is it.
at all, like your childhood, and think about any other moments that maybe
they're asking him stuff to get into his psyche. They're getting into his mind.
Maybe felt that rage.
They're asking about his childhood.
Would have triggered that or anything like that.
Not really. I mean, I was always like somebody that.
They're asking him about his childhood.
Not to, like, if somebody wanted to fight somebody else. I think I got in a fight like when I was in 3rd grade, but it was
so
like,
they're getting into his mind to see what triggered this perhaps, or they're trying to see if there's some kind of clues. This is all for, you know, the investigations of mass murderers and people who snap and do things like this. So, anyways, yes, thank you, Hinsdale Girl, for Hinsdale Girl. You do a great job with the links. I greatly appreciate you. I appreciate all the ladies and gents who put up the links for me. Thank you for doing that, Hinsdale Girl, and thank you to all my new subs. So here's my thing. Here's a jailhouse justice story. I arrested at JFK Airport. I arrested a rabbi who was guilty and charged with abusing a young boy. So a rabbi, a Jewish rabbi, was arrested in Brooklyn, New York. He got a court date. Was charged with sexual abuse of a child. He got on an airplane and he flew to Israel, and he was in Israel for over a decade, and he decided that a decade is enough time and he could sneak back in under a separate identity. But when he came in from Israel, they did an iris scan of his eyes, and they did his fingerprints, and the fingerprints came back to him. So I, with my two partners, the three of us, went to John F. Kennedy Airport here in Brooklyn. We picked up this rabbi, we arrested him, and we took him to Rikers Island on a felony arrest warrant. He was on a felony warrant. We brought him into Rikers. I told the corrections officers, the jail guards, I had to hand over his paperwork so they knew what his charges were. They put him in a bullpen. This is a rabbi with the long, moishy curls and the black garb with the hat, the whole thing. A Hasidic Jew. They put him in the cells with all the bad criminals in the holding area, and the guard read off his name when he put him in there and said, Rabbi, blah, 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 read his name off. He's got an arrest warrant for sexual abuse of a child. And I left just laughing. I was laughing my ass off. I swear to God, me and my partners left that jail. We're laughing our ass off. That was a Friday night. Monday morning when I came back into work, I got the report that he got the crap beat out of him in jail and is in the hospital. They beat the ever-loving life out of that guy, and he is in the hospital. I had to go to the jail, fill out paperwork, fill out some additional paperwork, and then after he was done with his hospitalization, I had to bring him back to the jail. He had a big turban on his head, socked up, he had black eyes. They F this guy up, big time. So that's jailhouse justice at its best. And that's for a guy who did commit a heinous crime, child neglect, sexual assault against a child. What do you think's going to happen with this guy? Hey, what's up, Sully? Good to see you, man. So there's jailhouse justice, guys. And I guarantee you that he's not going to have a good time there. Can I ask you a question, please, off topic? Chrissy, didn't I tell you should stop with this and go and relax? But if you choose to be here, that's okay. What's the question, Chrissy? What's the question? Off topic. It's off subject. Yeah, I could have just imagined, Deborah. Winky, I didn't see what you said. I hope they taped them. I don't know what the hell's talking about. What happened with Winky? I'm going back. To Winky. And suicide's probably not off the table with that guy. Pitbull, welcome in. That Tinder girl sounded very believable, says Maria. Who cares? It doesn't matter at this point. In my eyes, I'm not downplaying what you're saying, Maria, but it doesn't matter who he dated or what he dated, if he had rough sex, if he did this. I know a lot of the stuff was debunked about the gay prostitute and all that stuff. In prison, they don't take lightly to persons who annihilates their entire family. Exactly, guys. True Crime and Gossip is here. I just text you the entire 31-page doc. Excellent. Thank you, Oni. I appreciate that. I'm listening to. I'm not listening to it, but I have the audio. I think Jay or one of the, yeah, Jay is playing the audio. So I'm just going to go through the audio and just for myself to hear what they if they ask them, which I know they will about Nicole. So I want to hear about that. But all the rest of it I could just do without. Thank you for doing that, Oni. Good to see you guys. Always go and find and subscribe to True Crime and Gossip. He's a great guy. That's Oni right there. I'm sure he'll maybe do a follow up to this or maybe something in the future. But I'm here just, I mean, I could have given you the audio, I could have let you listen to the audio, but I don't feel that it's anything of a constructive nature. I can say this, that we have our guy in custody. If Nicole is guilty of doing anything, there's no evidence for them to arrest her yet. If new evidence does come up, she certainly will be arrested. But if no new evidence comes up, there's not going to be an arrest. If there was enough to affect a lawful arrest, she would be in custody already. And there's no question in my mind about that. She definitely would be in custody already. So, that's that. What else do we got? How come I didn't see the question from, how come I didn't see the question? The docs are way better than the audio. I'm sure it is. I'm sure the documents are better. Because then you could just scroll through the docs and then just look at what was said. You know, I think the documents are better because you can go right there. It's there. Okay, let me look back, Chrissy. Let me look back. Hold on. Can I ask you a question, Ron? I don't see anything after that. Oh, do you like abstract paintings? I would love for you to tell me what you think of my paintings on Facebook. Oh my God. Chrissy, oh, did you friend me on Facebook? Did you friend me on Facebook, Chrissy? New York City FDNY, says Moon Willow. Thank them for their service. I have a couple of great friends who are firemen. I would love to see your abstract art. If you're following me on Facebook, please, if you haven't done that yet already, send me a friend's request and I'll take a peek at it. Hi, Jelly Bay. Lynn, I am a retired NYPD detective. I think the audio is just is torturous for people to listen to. You get to hear some guy who annihilated his whole family tell his sick, perverted version of the story. If you're into that, if you want to hear that, I mean, it's human nature. We're all curious. I too am going to listen to it, but I'm not listening to the whole 5 hours of audio. I'm going to go through the documents that Oni sent me, and thank you to True Crime and Gossip, Oni, for sending me those docs. I'm going to go to the True Crime and Gossip docs that were sent to me, and I'm going to look at all those documents, and I'm going to scan through what I think is important, and I'm going to look at what I want to see. And let me see. There's Oni right there. There's the text. I'm going to click on it. It's a clickable link, and now I have all the documents right here in front of me. I'm going to download them onto my phone. Thank you, Oni. That's freaking awesome. Let's see. Download. Here we go. Downloading. Christopher Watts, redacted interview, February 18th, 2019. Let me open it. Oni, do you know what page it is that they talk about Nicole Kessinger? Do you know? It's 31 pages. Mr. Oni? If you know that, that would just help me, but I'll scroll through the 31 pages and figure it out. So, he said 25. Okay, cool. Thank you. Let me get to page 25. All right, I'm going to take this off of here. Page 25. Okay, so page 25. All right, I'm going to have to read this. This is a lot of info. Okay, anyways, I'm going to have to read this offline. I'm not going to read this while I'm sitting here with you guys. Um, but basically, you know, it's page 25 and 26 where he talks about Kessinger. But it doesn't look like he gives up a lot. So a little bit of that I'm reading, yeah. He's saying that he was telling Nicole that his wife was going to go and stay with one of her friends, and then she said, don't contact me until it's done, until she's moved out or went to her friends. So he's loosely tying her into. Um, Kessinger told him not to contact her until it is done, and what he was saying is that she's going to take the kids and the dog to the yoga studio. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I got to read all this so this way I get it. Anyways, yeah, something about deleting messages. It's all shady. It's all shade. You know, she's got some guilt here, but I don't think that she committed the actual crime, the murders. He did them all. I'm convinced of that. I don't think that Nicole did any of the actual crimes. Did she help clean up? Hello, Mahid Alfro. Hello, my Saudi brother. Salam, my Muslim brothers from Saudi Arabia. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, so I'm going to read this thanks to Oni. And I'm sure Oni, he's very good at reading stuff and putting stuff on his on the True Crime and Gossip. There's a ton of people who are going to talk about this. So I don't like to just read stuff and draw a conclusion. I like to read stuff and get it and absorb it. And then he ended up just lying to more than people were telling in media. Anyways, I'm going to read all of this stuff. It's only 31 pages, so I'll be able to read it and we'll figure it out. But he's not going to give her up, and anything that he says is not going to be the truth. So she would get aggressive in pushing him to not to. I'm sure that he's not going to say that she was pushing him to do the crime, but he's probably going to say she was pushing me to break up, to get a divorce, to get away from my wife. Because I heard one of her earlier interviews when she was called in, Nicole, and she said, "Oh, I really didn't even know he was married. He never wore his wedding ring." So that's what she said. I used to see him, but he never wore his wedding ring, so I didn't think he was married, right? You guys heard that, right? And she was like, "Oh, I was just casual. I didn't." Then he told me that he was married with kids, and I thought, "Oh, that's sweet. How nice." Like, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? But hey, listen, guys, it is what it is. Like I said, at the end of the day, he has to live now with this in jail, and it is what it is. This guy's a living monster. He's a living monster that is trying to justify or make himself feel better by talking. He's hearing his own self, and he in his own crazy mind is trying to make himself feel better about this horrific tragedy. I don't know, Kat. I don't know where to find it. I just got it sent to me by Oni, so I don't know. I really don't know. So I never even searched for it. I got it sent to me by a fellow broadcaster. So trust me, these documents will be all over the place. They'll be all over the internet. You'll be able to find them. So it is what it is. Mechanics never wear wedding rings for safety. So whatever, it doesn't matter. All of that's just idle chatter. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. There you go. Oni's got it on his channel. I can upload these documents onto my website. As soon as I get a hold of Josh, I can upload. I can upload the. I can upload these documents onto my website, dutyron.com. Sherry A says he was a cop. He has special privilege. I don't know if you're referring that to me. That's not true. Anybody can get these documents. They're public. They're public records. These aren't secret documents. This is public records, guys. So excellent. Oni's going to have them up on his website. I'm going to see if I can get Josh to put them up on mine, so I can put it up on my website. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of him right now, unless he's watching. Oni, thank you so much for that. I'm going to upload these onto my website. If anybody wants to go and get these documents, you could also go to True Crime and Gossip, or you could go to dutyron.com, and they'll be up on the website. Hold on, Alan. Hold on, guys. I'm getting this done. Trying, or at least I'm trying to. Josh, I just text messaged the documents to you. If you can do that for me, that'd be great. All right. So, Kat, I hope you can get those from either True Crime and Gossip's website, or it's going to be uploaded to mine in a couple of minutes. It'll be uploaded onto my site, hopefully in a couple of minutes. I just sent the link to my friend Josh. Hi, Colleen. Ron, is it? Hold on a second. Let me see some of the chat that I missed while I was sending that. There's the True Crime and Gossip. Ron, it's the only way for him to be in the limelight again. Maybe, Mary. This is not a good limelight for him, so he's kind of stupid in that effect. Name is State of Colorado versus Chriswatts. There you go. So there's the link to Oni's YouTube channel, True Crime and Gossip. Go and check that out. Smash the like and subscribe. And I'm just hoping Kat can get what she's looking for through these two methods right there. Hey, an ex-cop helped me get my job. He was my hero. Excellent, Sherry. That's great stuff. That's great stuff. So at the end of the day, people, let's keep in mind here, let's realize that everything that this guy said in that February 19th interview, it's all part of his conjured up way to justify what he did, to make it seem like the blame was onto his wife and things of that nature, to try to create this illusion that he snapped and that he lost it and that really wasn't him. That's all stuff that gets put into his head by his, not that he has to defend a crime because he's already convicted, but that's what was told to him on the things he should say to do damage control. Don't forget, his attorneys are not representing him because there's nothing there to be fought, but he's being advised on the proper things to say, so he can kind of make he'll never be able to make himself look good, but to kind of put him in the victim role. You know, that's what he is doing there. You know, that's what he's doing by saying, I don't know, it wasn't me. I just felt like I wasn't there. When I was choking her and I was choking the life out of her, it felt like it wasn't real, like I wasn't doing it. It wasn't me. He said those things. He was saying words to that effect, that he was overtaken by something. And this is the common ground of what all of these people do when they try to defend themselves in a trial. He got upset when they asked about his daughters, and he skated around it. From what I heard, I didn't listen to all 5 hours because it's still going on right now uh, um, on Diaz for Justice channel. So if you guys really want to listen to this, go on over there and listen to it on Diaz for Justice because she's live with that right now. I'm not going to play it. I won't ever do a live broadcast and play that audio. Me personally, I won't because it's just not, in my eyes, it's not constructive. I'm not going to sit here and do a 5 hour broadcast and give that guy my a grandstand. I'm not going to do it. I just won't. It's just not beneficial to any of us. If you want to go and listen to it, you could go and listen to it. But I'm going to pick and choose the parts that I want to listen to. But I think Oni's got the right idea. I like the documents. I like the docs because you could read the exact words that he's saying on paper, and you could just go to the paper and see it. Go to J is for Justice. She's live right now, right there, right below your comments. Winky Whispers put her link in there. Go to her channel, and you can hear the audio. I'm choosing not to do that here. I'm not choosing not to do that. My daughter loves your channel. Excellent, Sandra. I think you sent me an email or a message about that. So, thank you, Ursula. Not everybody's going to agree with me on that, guys. A lot of people are going to say, like, screw you, Duty Ron. I want to hear this. I mean, at last time I looked, I don't have it up anymore, but last time I looked, because I wanted to hear what was being said, she had like 12 or 15,000 people watching her live. I mean, I got 165 people here. I think that's a good, for me, that's for in the middle of the day. I know I never usually go live during the day. That's a good number for me. But to have 12 or 15,000 people, they're there just to hear this guy. I don't know, man. Like, for me, I don't even want to hear this guy talk. I can barely look at him. When I see him, I just want to just want to give him a punch. What attorney would advise him to offer NK an apology? I don't know, Mary. I don't know. I don't know. Search and replace for like, and you'll reduce the transcripts to 5 page. Okay, thank you for that tip, Lori. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. 5 a.m. I need to sleep, says Belinda. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I appreciate you being in here. Love and respect to you, as always. Thank you. It's horrendous to listen to, says Maureen Conroy. I agree, guys. I agree. Sandra, your daughter, I think she's awesome if she likes to listen to me talk. I really like that stuff. So, let me get a consensus, guys. Let me get a consensus here. How many people agree that it's unhealthy to obsess over this? This was probably me right here, right now, today. I might do one more, if that, on this case, but I think from here on, I'm going to focus my efforts on something different, and I'm going to just leave it lay. Unless there's something groundbreaking, I'm going to vow to not speak about this Chriswatts case after this broadcast is over, because I don't see anything positive about it, and I'm going to stop engaging with conversation about it, because this is going to be everything that I said here. Everything I said here really covers all grounds of how I feel about this whole case. He's a liar. He's the one who did the crimes. He's the one who's in jail. He was having an affair with that Nicole Kessinger. She's shady for wanting to delete all her messages, but she, in her mind, probably knows that there was nothing there that they're going to get her on, because if that was the case, she already would have been locked up. She knew. She probably just was embarrassed by the messages that were being sent. She was probably, and probably still is, embarrassed about how she pushed this guy. How, when she knew he was married and they were cheating and they both were having a relationship, and how she was pushing him, looking at all of her Google searches came up, looking at the wedding dresses, looking at all of the things that she did. She was just wanting this guy this was a home-wrecking whore. And excuse my expression, guys. I hope I don't offend anybody by this, but there's many home-wrecking whore guys as well that break up relationships on the other end. but she's a home wrecking whore. So she wanted to break up the guy's marriage, get him away from his kids, get him away from his wife, and that went epically wrong. It was an epic fail. He wound up wiping out his whole family because she was pushing him and he wanted to be with her. It takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. It's not just all on her. It was a combination. Hello, Cup of Joe. Good to see you. So at the end of it all, guys, thank you, Belinda, for the super chat and the super love. Thank you for coming in from Australia with the super love. Belinda J. I can't pronounce that last name, so I'm not even going to try to kill it. If you want to send me an audio message on Instagram, Twitter, or Snapchat and tell me how to pronounce it right, I'll get it right. But I don't think I don't want to even try it. So verbal constipation is in the building. I want verbal diarrhea to show up. That's verbal constipation's older brother or sister. I want verbal diarrhea to show up as well. Cup of Joe, good to see you in the building. Great to have you all in the building. So she's a home wrecking whore. Both of them contributed to this whole situation, but he took it way too far and obviously did what he did. So my parents divorced. My dad tried to kill my mom. She was sleeping with another man. There you go, Punky. This is a two-way street. It happens on both ends. It happens on both ends, guys. So it is what it is, guys. So if you want to sit and listen to some pathological liar, narcissistic, psychopath, whatever he is or whatever you want to call him, if you want to listen to it, it's available. It's going to be out there. But I really don't think, I feel like this is beating a dead horse. I mean, the guy is in prison for 3 consecutive life sentences plus 84 years. He's never going to see the light of day. We hope and pray that he gets jailhouse justice and that he doesn't have a good day, that he always has to look over his shoulder, that he's always listening, and people, like he said when he was in Colorado, they had to lock everyone down for him to go out, and he would hear them saying, we're going to get you, we're going to kill you, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. That's good. That is all part of punishment. That's part of punishment that he's getting, because he had to listen to that. He had to listen to his fellow inmates telling him, we're going to get you, we're going to kill you, we want to do this, we want to beat the shit out of you, we want to do this. So that was good. In my eyes, that was a good thing. That's a good thing. And I'm not saying that it's not going on here in Wisconsin, because I'm sure it is. I freaking guarantee you that he is hearing that same shit in Wisconsin. Those same sentiments from all of the prisoners there are don't think that it hasn't gotten around. Everybody in that jail knows that Christopher Watts is in that jail. Everybody knows where he is, that he's there and what he's there for. So, he's not going to get out of Dodge in 2 pieces. If he's there, they're going to get a hold of him one way or another. You can't put any stock into his statement, Verbal. You can't put much. If I put any stock in his statement, it would be maybe 10%. Maybe 10%. And that's a big maybe. Maybe 10% of what he said is true. And that 10% is the actual fact that he admits killing them. But the way he did it, how he did it, where he did it, I'm all suspect of that. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Perhaps, Missy, perhaps. That could be true. Any of these angles could be true. All of our guesses and all of our thoughts and all of our analogies of this, some of them could be true and some of them could be not. We don't know, guys. We don't know. So I don't think so, Sherry. I don't think that that's true at all, because no, absolutely not. No. No, not at all. Correct, Texas lady. And you've heard me say that a million gazillion times. Chris Watts could admit that Nicole Kessinger choked
his wife to death, and she wouldn't be arrested for it because there's no evidence of it. Okay? So, weird with my mom, and she is lagging. I don't know what you're saying there. His details don't add up, and they never will. They never will. You know, when people lie, they get caught up in their own lies, and that's part of the process of a pathological liar. They believe what they're saying is true when it's not, and then when they tell the story and on over and over or in different ways, it gets changed because it's all about a fantasy. You know, I know, Texas Lady Trucker, but new people keep joining and new people come in, and I want to educate new people that are coming in that might have silly questions or questions that are really valid in their minds, but in fact they don't realize that it doesn't make any sense. You know, at the end of the day, we can guess all day long. We could rack our brains, we can rack our heads against the wall all day long with the possible scenarios, but only God and Christopher Watts knows what happened. Only the man upstairs, if you believe in him, and Christopher Watts know what happened. Nobody else, because all the people that were there are not here. And if Nicole Kessinger, like some people talk about, was there to help clean up after the fact, even she doesn't know what happened. She doesn't know what happened because he probably was telling her a lie. He probably told her a lie. Look at the crazy conjured up story he told his father that Shanann killed her own children and that he got in a rage and killed her. So he was thinking, that's how I know he never planned any of this and everything just happened he just snapped and it just happened because he didn't have a good game plan. He tried to quickly backstep and say, Dad, I only killed her out of rage because she killed the kids. I mean, come on now. Come on. Fuck, it was ridiculous, man. This guy is the worst of the worst. This is a worst of a worst case. This is the devil walking around on earth. And these kind of people are living amongst us. I said this on my last two videos, my last two broadcasts. You got people like this that we interact with on a regular basis that are amongst us. So whatever it is went through. It definitely went through Belinda because it came through up on the screen. So it came through up on the screen. So at the end of the day, guys, this guy believes his own lies. This guy believes his own lies. He's the sickest of the sick. And we are amongst people like this on a regular basis. Thank God there's not tens of thousands of people running around like that. But there's more sick people in this world that you want to know. And I know this from being a police officer, between mentally, the people who are suffering from mental illnesses of all different levels. Like if we listen, and Joey and Cup of Joe and Hinsdale Girl, Michelle, and all the people who are regulars of mine, they know when we listen to the police scanner here in our area in the New York metropolitan area, you can hear all night long emotionally disturbed people calls coming over on the police scanner. And I'm listening to just one precinct, one area consisting of two precincts. So I'm listening to two precincts in one zone. And you can hear all night long calls for emotionally disturbed people come over that radio. And Cup of Joe, Joey 67, Hinsdale Girl, and all the people who are regulars of mine know that we listen to this all in one area. You can hear 15, 20, 30 calls for people who are emotionally disturbed coming over the police radio. So these are people that are living amongst us, and they aren't institutionalized because in America, institutionalization was taken away in 1974. So it's a long, long time ago when the mentally insane were deinstitutionalized. If you're mentally or criminally insane and you commit the crimes, that's a different story. But when you're just suffering from mental illness, there's no places where they have hold you against your will to get help unless you're a danger to yourself or others. But there's plenty of people on levels of, from mild to severe that are interacting and that are out and that are capable of any time killing somebody or killing themselves or doing something really bad. And I have friends who have family members who are mentally ill, and they have to take all the knives out of their drawers. They got to keep all of the things that they can harm themselves away from their house. So this is something that is clear and present. There's different variations. There's schizophrenia. There's bipolar. There's all different. We could go on and on and on and on talking about this. But at the end of the day, guys, these are people who are amongst us. Some of them are functioning, and then some of them have their moments where they're snapped. I'm not saying that that's the case with Chriswatts, but I'm going to tell you that you can't be in the right frame of mind and do something like that. Something had to have gone wrong. Something went wrong. I take the issue of Bella's final words not believable. I feel like it would. Yeah, I mean, I don't buy it. I don't believe anything. Like we say, a 4-year-old would probably just be screaming and crying. They say that she was intelligent, but in a situation like that, fear and shock takes over your body. I don't care how old you are or how young you are. So for her to say, Daddy, please don't hurt me, couldn't she have said it? Maybe. But do I think in my heart that she said that? No, because I don't believe a word that this guy says, At Duty Ron, I love your in-your-face honesty. I say it as I call it as I see it. I might not be right, but this is my opinion as a regular person, and I have had the experience as a law enforcement guy. People have to realize that I've been on the other side of this. I've put people in handcuffs that are really bad people. I know how they react. I know what they say. It is ever present and out there. And that's why I tell all my good friends and all my people here on YouTube, always be on guard, always know your surroundings, always be ready for any kind of something that might be. You always have to be able to defend yourself. So I tell women and men, take self-defense courses, keep yourself in decent shape where you can fight somebody off. Listen, I shouldn't be talking about decent shape. I'm a 250 pounder, but I can fight. You can ask Joey or any of these people who have met me in person. I can defend myself if I need to. But if you have the ability to go and take a self-defense course, do what you got to do to keep yourself aware of how to, even basic self-defense. It's really good to take a course like that. There's tons of things that go on at your local YMCA or your local community center. Go to your police department and ask them for safety tips. These are things that you should do to help to protect yourself. So I'm not saying that I look horrible, Winky. I'm just saying I am a 250 pounder. I'm a big guy. At the end of the day, I know how to protect myself. I have a firearm. I'm carrying it legally. So I really could. I'm confident in myself. You're my brothers. Double gang, you can be twins. We can be twins. There you go. Excellent, Gene. I know your brother must be handsome then. He must be a handsome guy. Yeah. It's about Dana Davis. It's about criminal psychology now. These are criminal psychologists. This is as crazy as this might sound, but criminal psychologists live for this because this is part of their job. So cases like this are juicy to them. They want to go in there and get into the psyche of these insane people, and they want to know for future reference and study the reasons why these things happen or try to get down to the bottom of it. Sometimes they never do, but this is all part of study, guys. This is all parts of study, some of this has to do with studying the mental psyche of what this guy's thought process was. That's why they're asking him everything about it. So, listen, if you're Catholic or from the Christian faith, even my aunt, who's a Catholic nun, would say that God will forgive him. She took on a guy in Terre Haute. I forgot his name. He was on death row in Terre Haute. Um, shit. I don't remember his name, but my aunt, who's a Catholic nun, basically mentored a three-time killer. He was a three-time killer, and he was. She went and fought for appeals for him to not be killed, and she is a woman of faith, and she's a Catholic nun, and she forgave him for killing three people. He killed, I think, two on the street, two people out on the street, and then he killed his cellmate while he was in jail. So not only did he get convicted of a capital murder from out on the street, he killed two people, he killed his cellmate as well. And she still forgave him for all of that. And it just blew my mind. He's the worst of the worst, absolutely. And it does suck you in. But you have to rope yourself, you have to reel yourself back in, because when you get consumed by this stuff, this is not healthy. It's not healthy to get consumed by this stuff, you know? So, I'm sure you already answered this, but do you believe Chriswatts? No. The answer is no. I don't believe him. I said it. 10% of what he says is believable, if that. There you go. So you know, Marie. You know. You're welcome. You're welcome. Do you still think he's holding back? He's holding back the truth because he knows the truth. The answer to that is yes. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, guys. Hold on a second. 2 seconds. 2 seconds, guys. I just want to create a post. I forgot to post this on. I forgot to post on YouTube. So I just shared it on YouTube with my people. You think they will polygraph Nicole Kessinger? No. You have to have reason to polygraph someone, and they don't have any reason to because they don't have any evidence against her. You can't just have someone come in for a polygraph. They can tell you no. They don't. There's no law that says you have to take a polygraph. You get the polygraph when you're being charged with a crime, not before. Polygraphs are used for employment for police departments and things of that nature, but the police can't just randomly call me in to polygraph me unless I'm being charged with something. So, the answer to that is no. They could ask if she would like to take one. They probably did, and she probably already told them no. You guys are thinking too much. You're getting too caught up on this Nicole Kessinger thing. You're getting too caught up in it. Trust me, if you don't want to listen to someone who knows what they're talking about, good morning, Charlie C. If you don't want to listen to me, then that's fine. I'm not going to say it anymore. They have no evidence that's arrestable. There's no chargeable evidence. Shadows from a video of a person, you can't bring charges against somebody by shadows, guys. If her face was recognized in that video and they saw her, then yes, then she would be brought in and been placed under arrest. So you can't arrest somebody based on shadows coming onto a video. You can't. Sorry. This is the real world, guys. This isn't fantasy. And I'm giving it to you. I'm not being cocky. I'm just telling you that that's the fact. And the sooner you understand that, the better off you'll be, and the better you'll understand it. I don't believe anything he says. Miss Blue Ryan, if she's bipolar, let's look at her medical records. and you won't even be able to get those because it's private. Police can't even get her medical records to prove whether she's bipolar or not, and it doesn't matter. That being bipolar is not a crime, guys. Being bipolar is, the last time I checked, that's not a crime. You know what I'm saying, Judy? Yeah, Joey, there's your shadows right here. I can't convict you on a crime. So the sooner we all grab a hold of ourselves and go to common sense and stop listening to all these people that are putting false information out. The law is the law. You can't change the law. You need specific things in place to affect a lawful arrest. It's very simple. So they don't have it because from August until March of from August of 2018 to March of 2019, you think if they had text messages, fingerprints, hair, DNA, substantial evidence that showed that she's an accessory to the crime, do you think that the police would have dragged her in by now? Yes. Yes. That's the answer. People are way too emotional about this, and they're getting way too caught up on justice to have her brought in and collared. There's nothing arrestable about her. Period. If there was, she would have been dragged in and collared a long time ago. As soon as they got that evidence, that's what we live for. That's what the police are here for, to bring evil to justice. If she was arrestable, she would have been arrested. The HIPAA laws protect against, but what would it matter if she's bipolar or not? It's not a crime to be mentally ill or suffer from some symptoms of mental illness. It's not a crime. Exactly. The detective, I'll say one more time, guys. The FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, is the highest branch of law enforcement in our country. In the United States, when the FBI is investigating you, you are FCK'd. You are effed big time. If the FBI comes and investigates any one of us, you are freaking screwed because they got the best quality investigative tools, the best forensic investigators, the best criminologists, the best of the best make it to the FBI. They are the top gold standard of law enforcement. And if you people don't understand that, then that's why you continue to talk about this stuff that doesn't make any sense. If there was evidence, you got the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, is in on this case. They would have pounced on her. Okay, hello from England. Guy, good to see you. I've had the extreme honor to be around Secret Service, the FBI, U.S. Marshals I worked closely with. I work with the Department of Justice people. I work with Department of State people. I was dignitary trained. I have all of my qualifications. I was trained by the Secret Service on how to protect foreign dignitaries and our dignitaries and our people from from our executive branch. I know what they do, and you guys have to realize, I'm not just saying this just to talk. This is not about sensationalizing anything. I just want you to know, if that girl had an involvement in this, she has to live with that for the rest of her life. That she had effectively had a hand in wiping out 2 innocent kids' lives and a 3rd unborn child and a beautiful mother. So she has to live with those 4 bodies on her life for the rest of her life. So if she in fact did have something to do with this, the mental torture that she's going to be going through and the stigma that's going to follow her around for the rest of her life is going to haunt her. It's going to haunt her, guys. So when you think about your anger about why isn't she arrested, think about those aspects that I just outlined. The stigma and the stigma that's going to follow her around. Everyone's going to talk about her. Oh, that's the girl. Oh, that's the girl. I don't care where she goes. She could move to China and they're going to still know about her. She has to, every day when she lays her head down, like we sleep with a clear conscience, most of us who are not doing anything wrong or bad, I go to sleep at night and I go to sleep calmly. This person is not going to be able to do that. It's not going to be able to do that. You know? So, do you think OJ sleeps with a clear conscience? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, Anna, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up about this, but I'm giving it to you straight and true. And you guys can listen to me, or you guys can not listen to me. But if you want to continue to obsess over shadows on a video, over possibilities, over words, over shadiness, over her acting suspicious, over her deleting text messages, over all of the above, if you want to obsess over that, that is all on you. That's up to you. We're all adults. We can do whatever the heck we want. But I choose not to do that. You know? I choose not to do that. Not every state in the United States has the death penalty. Very few states have the death penalty. There's very few. So most states do not have the death penalty. So your statement from whatever country you were just from, I didn't see where that came from. Looks like Sweden. Sven Svik. We have the death penalty, but only very few states utilize it. So you're welcome, Elizabeth. You're welcome. And those of you who want to send me comments that are engageable, I'll definitely engage with you. But some of the comments that I don't engage with are the ones who don't listen to what I say, or not getting the message. So I can't. There's no possible way for me to answer every comment. I'm not a machine. I'm just a regular person. So there's no way for me to answer each and every one of your comments. It's just humanly impossible. And some people send me emails, just like an email that says hi. I can't answer that. Even in the comments, when people just say hi, there's just too many of them. So if I don't answer, don't get offended by it. But it's just that I can't answer them all. You know what I mean? I do the best that I can, but right now it's just hard for me to catch up with all the stuff. It's hard for me to catch up. So don't take that personally, guys. Don't take that personally. Yes, yeah, he's definitely happy to talk to somebody because he's not really talking to anybody in there. Yeah, Toya, it's a process. It's a long process. It's a long process. So. I'll leave you with another thing. In 1996, my partner, one of the guys that is a member of my squad where I worked on patrol in PSA 2, his name was Kevin Gillespie. He was shot and killed in 1996, March 14th. His anniversary's coming up next week. So March 14th, 1996, my partner was shot and killed. One of the police officers who I worked with in housing. The badge number that I have is actually his number, my detective shield, not the cop shield. He was killed as a police officer. His badge number, 4503, I took when I got promoted to detective. He was shot and killed in 1996 by Angel Diaz. Angel Diaz was on death row because here in New York in 1996, the death penalty was enacted by then Governor George Pataki. So George Pataki enacted the death penalty in New York, and he was the first case to be tried under the death penalty. His name was Angel Diaz. You could look it up. So Angel Diaz was on death row, awaiting transfer to a death row facility within New York State. But he took the cowardly way out and hung himself in jail. He hung himself in jail and killed himself because he didn't want to face the death penalty. He had shot and killed the cop, and he was convicted and charged with capital punishment. So the trial didn't go long because he didn't, again, like Chriswatts, he didn't fight it. He just accepted the charges and pled guilty. So I was on the desk. After that happened, it was hard for me to go out on patrol all the time. I was still going out, but my new partner took the night off, so I was working the TS, the telephone switchboard. So I was on the desk working the telephone switchboard the night Angel Diaz hung himself, and I took the phone call from the corrections captain at Rikers. And his words to me, and his name was Miranda. The correction captain was Captain Miranda. He said, "This is Captain Miranda. I'm happy to report Angel Diaz has hung himself here at Rikers Island at such and such time. I'm making official notification." I was so happy that I took that call. He hung himself. He hung himself. Guys, I got to let my dog out. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Hi kids, I'm back. Yeah, I couldn't leave the dog out too long because it's really cold outside. So I put the dog out and I had to wait for him because he's the baby of the house. So let me, hold on a second. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, here we go. I'm pulling the article up for you guys. I'm going to pull this article up so you guys can see it. There's no video, but it's just going to be an article, and I'll show you on the screen. Hopefully you guys can see this good. Hold on a second. All right, so we're going to go to this scene right now. All right. So here it is. Hold on. Let me minimize this. Stand by, guys. Hold on, guys. All right, sorry about that, guys. My dog just threw up, so I had to just go clean up the throw up in the kitchen. All right, so here's the article. I'm not sure if it's coming through right, but let me just
Let me just try to center this. Hold on a second. Let me see if that looks a little bit better. Nope, that's worse. Okay, so I put it in the middle here, so this way you guys can see it. So this is a digitized version. Man held in police death is found hanged in jail. So this is good. You guys can see, this is the whole article. So basically it says, a man who was arrested of slaying a police officer sparked a battle over the death penalty between the governor of New York and the Bronx district attorney. Because what happened was, it was the very first death sentence in New York in a long, long time. And Governor Pataki enacted the death penalty. And the Bronx district attorney was a Catholic, and he refused to prosecute this person under the death penalty. And he was taken off the case. Governor Pataki took him off the case and put in the Attorney General, Dennis Vacco was his name. I remember that off the top of my head. So there it is. The suspect, Angel Diaz, 27, was accused of killing Officer Kevin Gillespie, that was my partner, in a shootout in the Bronx on March 14th, 1996. He committed suicide shortly after midnight on Rikers. I was working the desk and I took the phone call. A corrections official said Diaz left a handwritten letter complaining of family problems. His mother said the death stunned nearly everyone involved with the case, including Mr. Diaz's mother, Olga Torres, who learned of it when two officers knocked on her door at 8 a.m., his lawyer, who heard the news on television, and Governor George E. Pataki, District Attorney Robert T. Johnson, who carried their dispute to the appellate court. They didn't want to charge this guy with the death penalty, and he killed the New York City police officer. They took Robert Johnston off the case, and they took Robert Johnston, the DA, off the case and put in Dennis Vacco, who was the Attorney General at the time. So Mr. Pataki pledged to continue to fight the lawsuit. We have a principled disagreement on the question of the governor's right to supersede and intervene in this case. Governor Pataki said at a news conference that the fact that Angel Diaz took his life this morning doesn't really change that. Mr. Johnston, who's the Bronx District Attorney, who was standing alongside Mr. Pataki at the conference, you know what? So there was a big legal battle that went on because the DA didn't want to charge the crime, and they put in the Attorney General who charged the crime. And when this kid, when this guy committed the suicide, they continued this fight, this legal fight, over charging the death penalty on cases that qualified. The Bronx District Attorney came to the funeral, and I remember a lot of cops turned their backs on him because a lot of cops didn't like what he did. So here's Officer Gillespie, 33 years old, was killed after a car chase that reportedly involved Mr. Diaz and two co-defendants, Jesus Mendez and Ricardo Morales. Mr. Diaz was indicted on one count of first-degree murder for allegedly firing the shot that killed the officer. His two co-defendants were charged with second-degree murder and were awaiting trial. The abrupt close to the murder case, which started with a carjacking on the Grand Concourse in the Bronx, left families on each side bitter. Angel was a coward in life, and he took the coward way out, says Patrick Rankin. That was the brother of Kevin Gillespie at a conference. I believe Mr. Diaz's suicide was a final attempt to escape any responsibility for the actions. The Board of Corrections began an inquiry into the death, which is a routine in the case where an inmate kills himself. Mr. Johnson also began investigating because Rikers Island is in his jurisdiction. So the Bronx DA started investigating why he was able to kill himself. There's nothing that leads us to believe that there's any suspicion other than that he took his own life. So no corrections officers were got in any trouble for this guy taking his life. No correction officers got in any trouble for him hanging himself. And this just was chalked up to a suicide. So this guy planned out the suicide and also left a suicide note. He was given a psychological evaluation when he arrived on Rikers Island March 21st, but there was no indication of depression or any other mental problems.
coming from that psychological evaluation. Mr. Diaz's family said he had been in good spirits. His mother said that when she visited him last on Saturday, she had given him $40 so he could buy cigarettes, cookies, and deodorant at the commissary. He chatted cheerfully about his 11-year-old daughter's birthday. When his wife telephoned him on Wednesday night, Mr. Diaz was laughing and joking with her, just like any other day, and planning their next visit. He told me he wanted to see me, said Mrs. Diaz, that's his wife, who married him on May 7th inside the jail. So he was able to get married inside the jail. Mr. Diaz, who was in a single cell in the North Infirmary, it's one of 10 jails on Rikers Island, was reading when a guard passed at 12:35 a.m. Mr. Johnson said he added that when the guard checked again 10 minutes later, the inmate was hung from his jail cell. He hung himself just 10 minutes. So there was a check. The guard checked and walked past at 12:35, and then at 12:45 he went back again and he was hung and it was dead. He was dead in the jail cell. So that's how easy it is for a prisoner to commit suicide in jail. And he was in a single cell by himself. He didn't even have a cellmate. So since the death penalty statute was reenacted in March of 1995, the Diaz case is the only one in which New York City prosecutors have sought the death penalty. The prosecutor was the Attorney General, Dennis Vacco, who was succeeded by Mr. Johnson at Mr. Pataki's request. The thing I just highlighted right there is exactly what I told you. The DA refused to charge the death penalty because he said it was against his Christian values. And if you guys can see that highlighted part that I have in blue highlighted there, that was what I told you before I pulled this article up. They ripped the district attorney out because he didn't want to do his job. And then that district attorney had the nerve to come to the police officer's funeral. Yeah, he hung himself from his bedsheet. That's what he did. And then if you don't give them bed sheets, it's inhumane, right? If you don't give them bed sheets, then what are you? You're treating them like they're less than human. So you have to give them the bed sheets. It's part of what you have to do. So I just want to see something really quick. See, all of this is archived because it's so old. This is all archived because it's old. Here's a street being named after Kevin Gillespie. This is a picture of him. Really, with these pop-ups? Are you serious right now with this? There he is. I have a picture of him. I have this color picture of him in my basement. I have a picture, this actual picture framed of Kevin. That's the police officer. That's my partner who's killed in the line of duty, guys. Right there. Oh, thank you, Chrissy. Thank you for becoming a Patreon. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Made my own account on there at Duty Ron. Excellent. Thank you, Chrissy. I'll go and check it. I'll go and check it in a minute. Thank you, Sherry. I'm sorry if I wasn't looking at the comments. I'm just looking at this stuff. So they renamed the street in his name. This is telling you about the actual people who killed him. Released thugs have a long violent record. Here's all the guys that were involved in this crime right here. These are the people who were involved with killing police officer Kevin Gillespie. The police officer who I worked with in my own squad was a partner to me. Here's the defendants. These are all the bad guys that were involved in this killing. Nathaniel Giles Jr., 32 years old, paroled murderer, committed one of the most heinous crimes of the 70s. Can you guys see this? This is one of the criminals, Nathan Giles Jr., 32 years old, paroled murderee, committed one of the most heinous crimes of the 70s, killing a 25-year-old Bonnie Ann Bush, an obstetrician nurse at Roosevelt Hospital. At the time of the November 24th, 1978 murder, Giles had been on parole for murdering another 68-year-old woman who he stabbed with a screwdriver during a robbery. So there's one of the fine, outstanding citizens. Here's the second perpetrator, and these guys were all apprehended. One or two of them were shot. Jose Serrano, 30-year-old drug smuggling parolee, was killed in May 1998 in a wild gun battle with Officer Anthony Massimillo, who was also died in the struggle. Serrano, allegedly his accomplice, Betsy Ramos, was on federal probation and was later charged with the murder for helping Serrano grab the gun of Massimillo's partner. Remember this, Joey? Officer Miriam Torres. It was the weapon that was used to kill Massimillo. Now here's Angel Diaz. Here's Angel Diaz. This is the guy who killed Kevin Gillespie, my partner. Angel Diaz, 27 years old, who killed Officer Kevin Gillespie during the robbery in March 1996. He had been paroled in 1987 after serving 2 years for a 1985 Bronx jewelry store robbery. What a great guy. Later in 1987, he was sentenced to up to 7 years for robbery and assault after a grocery store holdup. He was denied parole twice, but the state of New York guidelines mandated his conditional release in 1995. So he was put on parole in 1995 to come out on the street again and then commit the crime of murdering a police officer. So he robbed a Bronx jewelry store, robbed a convenience store, so a two-time robber. He was denied parole twice, but then the state paroled him in October of 95, and then in March of 96, he killed a New York City police officer. So that's how our justice system fails us. And it fails us time and time again with numerous people, not just police officers. It fails with everybody. So, Chrissy, I'm gonna contact you on Patreon as soon as I end this broadcast. I'll send you a direct message on Patreon because I want to send you something. I'm going to send you a little something to your house. You just have to provide me with your home address. Don't do it here. I want you to do it on Patreon. So I'll send you a Patreon direct message. So look for that. If you left me an email in the Patreon, I'll email you direct. So again, I wanted to just give you guys a little bit of a breakdown of how the criminal justice system works and how it can fail us. Here's two-time criminal out on the street able to commit an act of murdering a New York City police officer. And he was a two-time felon who robbed a jewelry store and a grocery store and was able to go out on parole. There's my email, dutyron@AOL. Thank you, Winky. Thank you so much for that. So, that being said, guys, you know, this is what we got going on. You know, it's a horror show. It's a horror show, guys. So, I implore each and every one of you to try to stay away from toxic behavior. Toxic behavior, anything that's going to put you in a down mood or make you feel a little bit less than good. If you're doing stuff that is bringing you down and then putting you in a funk, don't continue to do those behaviors. I know it's easier said than done, but we got to do that. We got to do that for ourselves. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate that, Dana Davis. Thank you for that kind word. If you like what you see here, please subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and follow me on my social media. Check out my Snapchat, DutyRon52, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Facebook, all DutyRon, straight out DutyRon. That's how you can find me. And then I have my website up. My website is dutyron.com. You don't have to put in www. You could just put dutyron.com. Hello from the UK. Thank you for joining. Good to see you. Thank you for being in here. Can't believe you don't suffer from PTSD. I am very lucky, Elizabeth. Very lucky. Hello, Lily. I was just thinking about you this morning. Oh my God. I read your email. I was wondering how your husband is, and I was just thinking about you this morning. So isn't that coincidental you're here? Hello, Nabul. Good to see you. Nabul, welcome in. Always a pleasure to see you, Nabul. That is so weird, Lee, that I was just thinking about you this morning. Wow. Excellent. I'm glad I did, Chrissy. I'm glad I did, and you're welcome to hang out here with me anytime. Unfortunately, sometimes I do speak about stuff that might put you in a down mood, but I always like to throw a good twist on it because you have to find good in some of the bad. It's hard to do that with this case, but you got to find good in the bad. Kisses. He's perfect. Excellent. I'm glad you felt it, and I'm glad that you're here. You know, I know your husband does the healing, and he's spiritual, and you know he sounds like a very good man. He sounds like someone who I'd love to meet. I'd love to meet him and shake his hand because he sounds like a good soul. Your husband seems like a good soul. So I'm glad that you shared that insight with me, and I value that you trusted me enough to talk about that. So that is awesome, and I commend you for being a great wife. You are a great wife. He's drumming right now. I can feel it. I can feel it. It feels good. It feels good. I'd like to own some merch, some clothing. I'm going to add a bunch of merch onto my store. Marissa, you just followed me on Instagram. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for that. I'll follow you back. I will follow you back, Marissa. So, what is everybody up to today? It's almost 2 o'clock. I'm live over 2 hours, and I think I got to try to reel it in and get my day going. What is everybody up to today? What are you guys doing? Let me know where you're watching, your city, your state, if you're new. If you're not new, don't tell me your city and state, or your country. Let me know where you're watching from, and I'll try to give you a shout out. You live in North Carolina, Pinehurst. Sounds like a lovely place. Excellent, Chrissy. Excellent. I love the slowed up chat because then I could see everything, but I know it's going to go really fast all of a sudden. Oh, good, Winky. Let me know how that is. Ohio, says Ursula. I love that first name, Ursula. That's a different kind of first name, not common name. I like it, Ursula, Ohio. Let me know how it's going there. Definitely, definitely let me know how it's going. New subscriber from Rochester, New York. I think of cold when I think of Rochester because I've been up there so many times. I want to buy a hoodie. I'll add a hoodie into the store. I'll add a hoodie into the store. Fairly new from Barnsley, England. Welcome in from the other side of the pond. Good to see you. Appalachian blessing, he says. I can't spell it, but I hear Apache. Oh, wait, Apache blessing. I knew what you meant. Dominique, good morning from New Zealand. Kia ora. Isn't that what they say over there? Kia ora. Socks are coming soon. I'm going to add socks into the merch store, ladies and gentlemen. Australia, put a prawn on the Barbie, 5:55 in the morning. You're welcome, Charlie. My pleasure. Thank you for being in here. Well, it's 7 o'clock in the evening, so getting ready to settle down. Excellent, Dana. Excellent. Australia. Got a lot of Australians here. Always welcome. Always good to have Australia in the house. A lot of Australia. I see it in my analytics. A lot of people tune in from Australia. So that's good stuff. Put another prawn on the Barbie, and I'll be right over. Kia ora. There you go. Dominique. I got it. I pay attention. Dominique, I pay attention. We have a good friend from Periscope. Her name is Louise Poppy, and she lives in New Zealand. So we were trained. We got some of the education from our good friend Louise Poppy over in New Zealand. She's a travel agent. Hello from Wisconsin. It's snowing in Vancouver, British Columbia. Woo! A retired divorce lawyer. I'll have, luckily I don't need a divorce lawyer, but I'll keep you in my Rolodex. Remember those Rolodex? It's funny that I even said that. Nobody has one anymore. I used to have a Rolodex in my office. I used to have an actual Rolodex. Does anybody remember that? You have to be a little older to remember a Rolodex and beepers. I had a beeper and a Rolodex. I don't think Louise Poppy is here, but I'm just saying that's who we know. We know Louise Poppy. That's how we know. I don't think she's here, Joe. Haha, you're dating yourself, Ron. There you go, Kat. I am dating myself. I am. Austria, in Europe. You're in Austria, not Australia. Austria. I got you. Yes, at Merrill Lynch, World Financial. I worked at 4 World Trade Center at the Commodity Exchange. I think it was the 9th floor. I want to remember the 9th floor. 4 World Trade Center. I worked on the COMEX, on the Commodity Exchange. Ron, I just uploaded the 9/11 system. Island Broadcast. Island Broadcast. 9/11. I don't know what that is, Joe. I don't know what that is. Iowa, it's 19. That's a heat wave for you guys. I don't know what you're talking about, says Nabul. Nabul always gets confused. Nabul gets confused from time to time. Can you send the snow here, Ron? I want a day off of work. You want a day off of work with snow? Well, I'll just give you permission to take the day off. Just take it off. I had a beeper for 4 years on the reserve airline. Yuck. I had a beeper for a long time. A Rolodex with a green pager. There you go, Chrissy. There you go. It's because I'm French. Yeah, you French are a little slow sometimes. And plus, us New Yorkers, we talk a little fast, right? Yeah, I could imagine, right? We had fires in Australia. Wow. Do you know if police already have checked the DNA? Oh boy. Irene, you had to go in there. You had to go. Yes, they've checked. Everything has been checked and double checked. And I'm not just saying that to pull your chain. That's the truth. They leave no stone unturned. They leave no stone unturned, Irene. That's a guarantee that they've checked and rechecked every angle. Because, trust me, they want an arrest more than you do. They want to make the arrest more than you do. They need a handwritten letter from you, Duty Ron, giving them permission. There you go. I'm giving you a handwritten letter to take off from work. You're dismissed. It's time to break out the flippy floppies. Flippy floppies. So this is my Samsung Galaxy Note 9. It's the blue version. I really like this blue color. Can you guys see that? It's like a violet or whatever. It's a cool color blue. So what I like about this is it's got the S Pen here. So I could take the pen out. And if I have the phone on a tripod, this could work as to take pictures or, just to write little notes on here. I could just write on the screen. That's a nice little note to myself. Yeah, this is a great phone. I love it. Hi, Winky. The sound is good, says Marissa. All right, we're safe now. Here, the sound is fine. How are you, Marissa? You're approving of the sound? Everything good? A Waffle Flower says, oh my God. Almost $2,000 on a new phone, the foldable one. I'm not getting that. I'm going to wait until they work it out. I'm a teacher. It's not going to happen. I hear you. I just found your channel and finished a preview live chat video. Glad to see you're on. You got a sub. Thank you so much, Wallflower. Thank you so much for that. A Wallflower. Thank you for coming in and thank you for subbing. Always appreciative. Always appreciative of that. So, I was trying to find some stuff to show you guys earlier, but it's not really coming through right. It's a bit of pricey, but I'm worried about it breaking. Like I want them to get through the first version, work out all the problems, and then I'll get the second version. I'll get the second one of those, but I definitely will go for a Galaxy Note 10. I'm going to go for a Note 10. So I'm definitely going to go for a Note 10. There's my good friend, New York Dominican Jury. He is a retired New York City Police Transit officer. So there is another one of my good friends and colleagues from the NYPD, New York Jury, New York Dominican actually. Everybody go subscribe to his channel if you like police stuff. I don't think he broadcasts a lot, but he might start coming in on broadcasts or doing stuff. Hello, Susan. So New York Dominican is a recently retired New York City police officer. And he is, I'm proud to call him one of my fellow brothers in blue. So everybody say hello to Mr. New York Dominican right there, Jury. He's a great guy, great guy. He was following me and met me through Periscope. And now he's here, because of our connection with the police department. He is here. I consider him a friend. He's here on YouTube. So stand up for the New York City. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hi, Steph. How are you? Charlie, good to see you. Charlie, you've been here. He's saying just hello to New York Dominican. Now, everybody's saying hello to you. Everybody's saying hello to you. Good old Jory. Good guy. Kat, I follow the Betty Crocker case because she makes good cake mix. So I follow the Betty Crocker case. Makes a hell of a fluffy cake. You mix up, you put a couple of eggs in there, you whip it up, throw it in the oven, you get a nice yellow cake mix, put a little chocolate on the top of it. So good. You eat it when it's warm, and it's really good. It's just a little bit warm and out of the oven. Betty Crocker. Go check it out. I follow that case. Big time. Really good. Good stuff, people. Betty Crocker. Go and give it a try. Good stuff. I highly recommend it. It's delicious. No, but seriously, I don't know what you're talking about with that case. I don't know anything about it. All right, I can see you guys now. I could see you a little bit better. I could see you guys clearly now. I could see clearly now the rain is gone. Hi, Ron. I hope you're doing good, says Jaden. Good to see you, Baptiste. Hello, Jaden Baptiste. Good to see you. Hello, Percano. How are you? Amigo, how are you? Dr. Percano is in the building. There's a family doctor from Chile. He is from Chile. I say Chile in New York, but it's Chile. He is a family doctor from Brazil. That's Dr. Percano. Guys, you have to refer to him as Dr. Percano. It's the respectful way to do it. I mean, sometimes I call him by his first name, but I call him Dr. Percano because he is a doctor. So, if you say hello before, Doll, sorry if you have a temporary post link, but I have to leave. You've done more than enough, Winky. You don't have to say that ever. You go and do what you got to do. You go and do what you got to do. Fudge cake, can't beat it. Yummy, 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 says Dana. Yes, it's delicious. You should get your CDL. I'm clearing about $2,000 a week take home. I have my CDL. Guess what? I have a CDL from the police department. I got trained. I could drive a city bus. I could drive a bus. I have my CDL. I got my passenger endorsement, and I got my air brakes and my hazmat endorsement as well. I could drive, but I choose not to. I don't have to. I got a good pension. I don't need to. Yes, I have it. I have my CDL, Class B, I think it is. I'll go get my wallet and check, but I have a CDL. Usually I say hello to everybody, but I hardly ever catch live shows. You're a legend on YouTube. Really? How did I become a legend, Steph? I appreciate that, but I'd like to know exactly how that happened so I could do a chronological order time frame of how, a timeline of how that happened. How did I become How did I be? How did I become a legend on YouTube? I can drive a bus. Yes, yes. I've driven a New York City bus. I did it on September 11th. Word of mouth. Wow. I hope it's all good. Other channels referred me here to your channel. Well, those people who have done that, I greatly appreciate that. And those are a testament to some of the good people who are here on YouTube. Some of the broadcasters who get to know me and I get to know them, like Oni, the Dish with Lish, Tori over in Australia. Tori is a real sweet woman. Hartman, I think her name is Hartman. I might be saying it wrong, but I watch her on the beach all the time. I love Tori. She is awesome. Because you tell it as it is, says Elizabeth Crooks. I like that. I mean, that's how I don't. I don't like to fluff things up. I don't like to sensationalize stuff. Trials and tribulations spoke very highly of you. Excellent, excellent. These are some people I'd like to go and thank, but some of them because I don't really. I'm not saying I don't go around to other people's, but sometimes time is limited and I miss people's broadcasts. But when I do get in there, I'm always in there hanging out, trying to positively interact with all the people in the chat. That's how I do it. That's part of what I do, you know. Yes, J is for justice. You have an excellent reputation, and I, for one, appreciate your honesty and the fact that you don't allow people to get ugly. Kat, that's what I'm all about. I've got good friends in here like Naboul from France who can speak a whole bunch of different foreign languages. So he's here. I have people from Saudi Arabia who monitor the Arabic chat, if any Arabic. I don't get much of it in here, but they're watching to see if there's anything bad there. I have Joey67. I have Winky Whispers. I got Michelle, Hinsdale Girl. I've got a lot of really great moderators who are fantastic. They're all, I consider them all friends. These are people who I will break bread with. I've had a meal with Naboul from France. He came all the way from France to visit New York. He came to my country, to my state. We took him out, me, Joey, and Dutch Maz, took him out for a wonderful lunch in Brooklyn. So I got to meet him. I got to break bread with him. Joey67, Joey Brooklyn, right there. Joey BKLYN _ 67. I recommend everybody follow him, subscribe to his channel. I have sat on 2 separate occasions and had dinners with him and his wife. Actually 3. On 3 separate occasions, I've sat with him and his wife and had dinner with my wife, the 4 of us together. So Joey BKLYN, there he is right there, _ 67. If you want someone who's not about drama and will respect and be honorable, he's the guy right there. Joey BKLYN _ 67. Ladies, gents, I highly recommend him and Naboul are complete and total gentlemen. So you can never go wrong. When they come into your broadcasts, or you're in theirs, you'll be welcome like you're a family member. You'll be welcome like a family member. That invite to Arizona still stands for you, Duty Ron. You and your wife will show you the beauty here and make you comfortable at our new home. Winky, I may very well take you up on that. I swear I may take you up on it. So don't feel funny if all of a sudden I'm on your doorsteps with my bags. Thank you, Kat, for subscribing to Joey. You won't regret it. Pitbull, you need to make a trip to New York right away and come and hang out with us, my friend. You need to come and hang out with the Duty Ron family. Duty Ron family is about respect, honor, and helping each other out. Respect and honor, helping people out, and love. You know, you got to have love with the respect. With respect comes love, guys. Hello, Mary London from over on the other side of the pond. Mary London's checking in from the UK. How are you, Mary? Great to see you. Arizona Winky, you answered my question. Let me see. We are a cut above the same. Oh, there you go. You and I are a lot alike, Joe. We're a lot alike. We have a lot of same values. That's what I'll say. We think a lot alike. We have the same family values. We definitely think a lot alike, me and Joey. You subscribe to their channels. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. McSweeney. Kim McSweeney is in the building, everybody. A nice Italian girl checking in. Kim McSweeney. Of course, we know that she's from Irish descent, not Italian. That was just a joke for all the people who are taking notes. Everybody that's taking notes. A lot of people take notes, I noticed. Like the other day, I was doing a thing and I said I was going through the 200 documents, the discovery documents from the Chriswatts, but in fact it was 2,000, but it was just a slip up. So I got a bunch of crap for saying this and not saying that. I got a lot of crap for that. It's pretty funny. You keep saying 200. And then I said, what else did I say? I said Shanann's name wrong. I called her Cheyenne. Come on, guys. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a machine. I'm not a computer. I made a mistake. Don't crucify me for it. I pronounced her name wrong. I get it. I don't need 50 people telling me I pronounced it wrong. If you see that one person said it, then you don't have to bandwagon on me. Hello, welcome in, Samantha. Good to see you. How are you? Good to see you. People are petty sometimes. I guess it's just human nature. I don't find fault in it. I would never call anybody out. You don't hear me saying the actual people's names because I would not do that. I'm not about that. I got to put this back in the case, but I love how thin this is without the case on it, but I'm always so scared that I'm going to drop it. You know, you drop one of these, the back is glass and the front is glass. You could get a double whammy out of this. Hi, Sarah. Sarah, good to see you. Hey, Winky, didn't you say you were leaving? I love that you're here, but didn't you say that you were leaving, Winky whispers? Yeah, everybody, please, let's get a, I said it wrong. You said it wrong. Thank you, Dana, for making me laugh. Everybody, let's do a subscriber-thon. I want to have Joey Brooklyn, Joey BKLYN _67. I'd like to see if we could get him 20 new subscribers on this broadcast. Could everybody do me a favor and please go sub to Joey BKLYN _67? If you have already, I want to say thank you. Thank you. But if you haven't, go and sub to him because I want to see him get to 1,000. He's probably a little bit over halfway there. Let's try to get my friend Joey BKLYN. He just uploaded a 9/11 broadcast, a tribute to September 11th in Staten Island. He did a great broadcast on Periscope. Everybody go and check out his upload from September 11th. It's a ceremony that he attends. Out of respect and honor, he does that every year. And I really, really appreciate him for doing that. Joey is a really, he's a patriot. He supports his military. He supports his local law enforcement. But more importantly, he supports man and womankind, just like I do. I send donations almost every month from my Super Chat and my Super Hearts from Periscope. For those of you who don't know me, I do send charitable donations every month to either a cause of my own that I choose, or most importantly, to individual people. I send random people who I know, who I verifiably know have financial problems, and I send donations to them once a month. Joey knows me. I don't talk about this much on YouTube, but I do that. I do it every month. And there's people here that know me. I don't talk shit. I'm not talking a bunch of nonsense. I do it. I've been doing it for over a year with Periscope, and now I'm going to continue to do it here on YouTube. So there's many people that are in my broadcast here on YouTube that follow me that I've donated to. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn, but that's the part of me. That's the way I give back. That's part of me paying it forward. I do that, and I continually do it, and it makes me feel good. Where did you ship out to, Duty Ryan? Where did your mug? Oh, you mean your mug? I got mine. Do you want to see it? Do you guys want me to get the mug? I had a cup of coffee in it today. But do you guys want me to show you the merch mug? Hold on. Thank you, Nabul. I'm going to go get the merch mug so you guys can see it.
Here's the Duty Ron merch mug, guys. For those of you who want to go to the merch store. So it's got the detective shield on the front. Trying to get the glare out of there. All right, there. I got the glare away. So there's the Duty Ron merch mug. So it's got the detective shield on it, and it says, around here, it says, the greatest detectives in the world, NYPD. So this is available on my merch store. This is available on my merch store, guys. So if you guys want to pick this up. So this is a really cool, I got mine yesterday in the mail. This came, I think, yesterday or the day before. So, hi, Susie. How are you, Sue? Yeah, you should try Streamlabs. This is a great, great thing. The Streamlabs is great. So, yeah, that's the merch mug, guys. Go and pick it up. Pick up one or two in the merch store. Right there. Yeah, it's a 16-ounce mug. They had a 12-ounce one, which I thought was, you know, for amateurs. So I got the big one. I got the big mug. I'll put the smaller one on there, too. I'll add a bunch of stuff. I love driving a tanker. Seems like a lot of cops do have CDLs. I think I know that. I didn't know that. A lot of cops do. I got it because the department, the police department, this is a 16-ouncer. This is a big one. But there's a 12-ounce, too. There's a 12-ounce version of this. It's a little smaller, a little bit smaller. So 12 ounces is like there. This is the 16-ounce. Everything disappears. Everything in typing says disappears as soon as I hit the send. Am I making too long of comments? No, no. You like the big mug, says Judy. I'll put both sizes available. I think you could get big or slow. Yeah, I have slow chat on. You want me to turn the slow chat off? I'll turn it off. Let me turn slow chat off. I'll turn the slow chat off. More coffee, keto coffee. Everybody's doing that keto, huh? Everybody's doing it. You got the 15-ounce size? I think that's 16-ounce, but I don't know. Who knows? We do ship to the UK. Yes. Yes. We ship to the UK. All right, slow chat is off. I took slow chat off. I think. Slow chat is off. Let's see how it goes now. Popeye's doing good. I cleaned the cage early this morning. Vic broke my favorite mug today. Is yours, if yours are light, he can buy it. Can't handle heavy mugs. This is kind of light for me. I mean, in my eyes, it's light. It's not really, really heavy. I just took it off. Let's just see how it goes. There's only like 98 people in here anyways. I took slow chat off. You just checked in. What did you miss? You missed a lot. I've been live for 2 hours and 30. I'm over 2.5 hours live. We spoke about everything. And we're done. Now we're just chit-chatting. I like slow chat. I can keep up. It looks like it's pretty slow right now. It looks pretty good right now. McKenna Parks likes the slow chat. You can't keep up with the regular? How do you order the mug? It's right there. Right above where you just said. Just click on that and it takes you right to the Streamlabs site. Winky Whispers just put in the... and also you could go straight to my website. Go to dutyron.com. I don't know. I didn't look, Pitbull, but probably. Lots of people gone from here. Wow, was really fast. What do you mean? I don't know what you're saying. True. Just was explaining to Chrissy. Okay, gotcha. I see it now, Winky. Yes. All you got to do is click on that or go on to my website, dutyron.com. Good morning, typical Canadian. Good to see you. My day is going really good. Thank you. I hope yours is too.
Love your videos. Great insight, says Jen. Appreciate that, Jen. I love the interaction and I love those type of comments. I like to make people happy, and I hope that I bring some good insight on a very level-headed nature to you guys. I'm going to give it to you straight without any fluff. You're not going to get a bunch of hype and a bunch of fluff, because I'm just going to tell you basically how it is. You know, you might not agree with what I'm saying, but I'm going to tell you what needs to be in place to make an arrest in certain things, certain situations. Some people don't like to hear that. What are you up to for the rest of the day? Anything exciting? I have to go to the post office. I got to send some of my Patreon people some thank you letters and some stuff. He just retired. I worked with him in the 7.5. My brother knows him. He lives out in we know him very well. We know Cusimano well. Yeah. I mean, he got on the job, I think, at 30 or 40 something years old. He fought the job, and I think just now he got out at 60, 68 or 60 something he is. So he just retired. I know him personally. I've met him. I've hung out with him. I worked with him. Yeah, at 48 he came on. Yep. His first name is Mike. And he's a good guy. I know him very well. A really nice guy. I remember when he was first on the street, when he was in uniform. I was working in plain clothes, and he looked old for being on the job. And he used to laugh and joke with me about it, about how he was like a father figure to all the young guys. But the young guys were all senior cops. Yeah, I know Mike. My brother talks to him on the phone all the time. I've been looking in my mail. Nothing yet. Oh, okay, Ryan. Are you a Patreon subscriber? Because if you are, you definitely would have gotten something by now. So, Veggie Girl is here. Hello, Veggie Girl. How are you? Good to see you. All right, guys. So we did a marathon. I mean, I think I'm gonna end this at the 3 hour mark. I think I'll wait till 3 hours and I'll go. So that's just another 15 or 20 minutes. So another 15 or 20 minutes. Okay, Judy Ryan. Oh, Ryan. Actually, you know what, Judy Ryan? I told you that I was going to send you the 2019 card. So I'll get you out the 2019. I'll throw one in an envelope right now. Just shoot me a text message with your address again, Judy Ryan. Just shoot me a text onto my phone, on my cell, and I'll write out a quick card, and I'll send you the 2019 updated card, because you have from last year. So I'll send that to you. All right, kid? Fair enough? That's because we're shopping. Much love to all. I'm busy buying merchandise. Ron, you know how I feel about you guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's okay. I got you, Sandy. I knew what you meant. Just saying hello, so I'm not stalking. First time seeing what you're about. All right, Jessica. Well, you came in at the time really when I'm basically back. I'm on my way out the door. So if you really want to see what this broadcast was about, you got to go to the beginning. You got to look at the beginning, because right now we're just chatting it up. I sent my boyfriend the link to your channel. Hope he likes it. Seriously. He's not much into stuff like this, trying to convert him. That's a difficult process. Wallflower. Because if they don't like it, you can't get them to like it. Like, my wife is not into this stuff, and when I show it to her, she's like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see it. So she'll just stick with her Pinterest and Instagram, and then that's it. I'll keep a lookout for the email or Facebook message. Email. If you provided me with an email, I'll email you. If you didn't, I'll email you straight through the Patreon app. I'll email you through the Patreon app. I'll call you today, probably after the live. Share 2 poems I wrote. Oh, nice. Definitely. That sounds good, Wink. All right, let me go look at my Patreon real quick. Just want to see if I got your address. It didn't update yet. It didn't update. Patreon didn't update. So, Chrissy, I don't see anything from on Patreon. So, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Was this Monday? Did you do that Monday, Chrissy? Love you and all you peeps. Without verification or proof of truth of Watts' confession, I think it's nothing more than repackaged tabloid fodder. There you go, Suzanne. Susanna. Sounds good. I agree with that. Let me see something real quick. All right, Josh just sent me an email that he's gonna attach the 31-page documents that Oni sent me. He's gonna attach the 31 pages to my All right, I was just talking to my to Josh H. He's going to upload those 31 pages of the Chriswatts. It's the whatchamacallit. It's the all of the interview. So it's 31 pages. It's going to be uploaded on dutyron.com. Followed, mine is called Shoot It. I'm not sure what's going on. So you're probably talking to somebody else. I only have an Instagram. We'll follow him now. Oh, okay, you guys are talking back and forth. So Josh is going to upload all of those 31-page documents up on the transcript. Thank you, Texas lady. I was just lost for words. Josh is going to upload that onto my website, and we're going to have access. Everyone can go onto my website and look at the transcripts, 31 pages. It's just documents of the interview. So you can go through that on my website and look at that. dutyron.com. It will be up there in a short period of time because I was just texting with him right now. So email is for Patreon. Well, in case, yes, anybody who subscribed through Patreon, I get a message from Patreon, and then I get your email from the Patreon, and then I send you some nice little goodies. I send some goodies out to all my Patreon people. So far I have 10 Patreon subscribers, and I appreciate each and every one of them. I'm going to mention the Patreons right now as I speak. I do it in every one of my broadcasts because I love the Mets. 2 a.m., baby. So thank you to Gail and Christy and Jennifer. And thank you to Mike from Germany. That's Mars Attack. Kathy, thank you so much for your Patreon. Tracy, Elizabeth, Maggie, Cindy, and The Dish with Lish. Thank you to all 10 of you guys for your Patreon support. Much love and respect to you guys. Hello, Bow Wow Wow, Yippee Yo, Yippee A, Bow Wow, Yippee Yo, Yippee A. Good to see you, Bow Wow. So thank you to all my Patreon supporters for all of their support. You're welcome, Kansas, and my pleasure. So it's good to have everybody in there. Didn't the dog alert in all 3 bedrooms? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Are you talking about the Chriswatts case? Whether the dog alerted or not, that's not enough to convict somebody on a crime. But I don't think that was the case, because if that was the case, it would take it to the next suspicion level. So I don't think so. I mean, if the girlfriend was in the house while um, while his wife was away. There'll be some scent in there, but you need actual physical evidence. You need evidence. And if she was in there, I think that some hair particles or something they would have been able to collect from her. So I don't know. You know, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. And the crime happened in, I believe, August of 2018, and we are now into March of 2019, and there's no arrest. So that leads me to believe that there is no substantial solid physical evidence. I'm not going to go into it now. I spoke for over 2 hours about it. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know who it is. So, anyways, so I just looked at Patreon, and I'm going to get going to send some letters out right now, some thank you letters to all of my supporters and all the people who are Duty Ryan. I'm going to include you in on there. Did I not do something wrong on your Patreon? Yeah, it's not there. Usually I get a notice. I don't see anything. It's still the same as what I had yesterday. So whatever you did, you didn't do it right. You didn't do it on Patreon. That's for sure. Coming up next week on the Duty Ron channel is the case of Karina Vetrano. That's the New York City, Queens County jogger who was killed in August of 2016. I believe it was August 2nd, 2016. Brutally beaten, raped, and killed while jogging. She was 30 years old, and we're going to go over that case. The perpetrator was brought in and tried in a trial, and the jury came to a hung jury. So with a hung jury, hold on, how did that noise come up like that? Oh, I turned up the volume. Okay. Thank you for buying, thank you so much for buying merchandise, Lee. It just came up. That was the notification for the purchase of the merch. So thank you. So we're going to go over that case, the Karina Vetrano case. It's going to be unbelievable because it's a second trial. It was a hung jury, so the retrial is coming up this month, and I'm going to report live from the courthouse, and I'm going to go inside to the courtroom if I can gain access, and I will see the opening statements. I will see the opening statements. I wish I never heard that Shannon didn't fight and resist. Yeah. What did you do? I don't know. I don't know what you did. To be honest with you. Trade DeGrom to the Yankees. No, thank you. We're not getting rid of DeGrom. Cy Young Award winner, by the way. Cy Young Award winner. So, anyways, people, so that's it. I'm going to end this. We're getting close to the 3-hour mark. It's 2 hours and 48 minutes. I pledged to stay live for 3 hours, but that is a long time, guys. It's a long time. I didn't see it, Bow Wow. I didn't see it. We're trying to not talk much about that. We talked for the first hour or so about that. But everybody agreed that was in here. It's good for mental health to kind of segue away from that. I don't know anything about she was in the basement. Is that what he said in this statement? Because if that's what he said, then we got to take that with a grain of salt, obviously. Take care, Jury. Good to see you, man. Thanks for hanging out. There he is, retired New York City Transit Police Officer, New York Jury, New York Dominican. Good to see you. Thanks for your service, and enjoy the retirement. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the retirement club, my friend. Awesome stuff. All right, listen, guys, I'm going to say goodbye, too. I'm going to back out of here. I think I've had enough of this. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Always a pleasure. Thank you for positively interacting. We had no bad comments, no bad stuff in the broadcast today. I'm happy, I'm honored, and I thank you guys. So peace and love to each and every one of you. We are drama-free here. There you go, Veggie Girl. Good to see you. Nabul, Winky Whispers, thank you for all of the help. Josh just created a new page on Duty Ron with all of the related videos and content related to the live streams and discussions. So guys, let me, before I go, I'm excited to see that. I'm going to share it with you guys live. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's go to dutyron.com. Hold on, ladies and gents. Now, Josh just bought us a couple of extra minutes here, because now I'm going to pull it up. Let's see how this looks. Here we go, kids. So this is the dutyron.com website, and here's the link right here for Watts. If you guys go right here to the right where it says right by the NYPD, so if you guys look right here and you click on this clickable Watts link, it's going to bring you down and open up another page, and it opens the Dr. Phil clip, and the retracted interview is right above the video clip right here. So if you look at a redacted interview, I'm going to click on it and it's going to open it up. And then here you have the redacted Colorado Bureau of Intelligence investigation, guys. So it's 31 pages and it is available on my website for everybody to look at, to read. This is just going over the initial stuff. This is all available right up on my web page. You can see this from your mobile device. It's 31 pages long. I can thank Oni, Ask Oni, True Crime and Gossip, for sharing this with me. So there you go, Kat. I'm just showing you a preview of it, and it's giving you a full synopsis from the beginning to the end. You guys could read this on your own time. I'm going to go to page 26, where Oni says he talks about these are the retracted. This is the transcript from the February prison visit, the interview with the FBI and Colorado Bureau of Investigations and the local authorities. This is the interview. There's a ton. There's 31 pages on here, guys. I want to get to page, he said page 16, he talks about her. After Celeste died, he took her out of the truck, walked her up to the oil tank, opened the hatch, dropped her inside feet first. Oh, God. Yeah, this is horrifying to read this stuff, guys. You know, he basically... drops her inside feet first. He did the same thing for both the kids, he says. You know, I mean, I don't know if this is something that we could take as wow. We'll talk about going back for the broken part of the rake. He dug the hole with his shovel and put Cheyenne inside. So he dug the hole right then and there. Shenan's lies were bloodshot. Had not partially given birth when he buried her. So he says Shenan had not partially given birth when he buried her in the ground. That's what I've heard people talking that she gave birth or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I'm here. I want to look at page 16 for a second. Joey, this is horrifying. With regard to what, wait a minute, regards to what Watts and Kessinger talked about regarding their future together, Kessinger told him she would help him find an affordable apartment around Brighton or Fort Lupton. Kessinger did not want him to move in with her. It would have been too soon to move in with Kessinger because they had only dated for about a month. Kessinger's apartment was her shield of her safe place and was the reason she never liked people coming over. Kessinger let him come over because her dog liked him and she felt like he belonged there. Shenan always checked his cell phone, so he communicated with Kessinger on his work phone. He used a secret calculator app on his phone. I heard about that. He deleted his Facebook account on August 8th after Kessinger told him she told her friends about him. He was afraid Kessinger's friends would try to look him up on Facebook and would see his wife pregnant. Kessinger got upset when she realized she would always be the other person, and he, Watts, would always put his wife first. First incident where Kessinger realized he put his wife first was when he left her house on July 4th. Told Kessinger just because he had to leave didn't mean she needed to take a step back. Jesus. All right, I'm gonna read all this. Wow. This is pretty detailed, but again, this is what he said, so we don't know if this is really, in fact, the truth, Hi, Rachel. Hi, guys. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. I just zoned out here and was reading some of this stuff. His parents talked to him about using the defense of CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, for being in an emotionally and abusive relationship. Ay, ay, ay. This opens up a whole shitstorm right here. The Watts parents they don't really seem like wonderful people. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah. Josh, thank you for putting that up. Josh, I'm on the website right now, and that's where this is coming from. This is on my website, people. If you want to look at these 31-page documents, this 31-page document, you can go to dutyron.com, and it's under the tab that says Watts. I'll show you where it is. Let me get to the back end of this and see where it ends. Interview audio, Christopher Watts picture. So there's the picture of him in prison, in his prison garb, audio. So it's 31 pages, and you can find it right here on my website, right above the Dr. Phil clip. So if you're on the home page of dutyron.com, this is the home page here. You'll see my banner that I have here on YouTube. And thank you to Josh H for putting this website together for me. Right above here in green, in this green area, is where you click on the Christopher Watts redacted interview, and then you could just go right on here. Yep, it's highlighted in green, so that's it already automatically updated, Joe. So this interview was February 18th, 2019. So yeah, I'm getting ready to finish up anyways, Mama Bear. But thank you though for that. Thank you for that. I'm about to finish up here. So go to my website, dutyron.com, and it's a 31-page document. You just click on it, and then it comes right up. And then you guys can just scroll through it and have 31 pages of horror to read and lies. And just remember that this is his own account that he has conjured up or made up in his head. Some of it might be legit. Some of it might not be legit. But this is, coming from a very mentally unstable guy. I don't know, Betty. Your guess is as good as anybody else's. Maybe. We don't know, Betty. But it wouldn't be healthy to say that he did do this. Is he capable? Maybe. Did he? I don't know. So this just sets it up. This is just the start page, and it just gives all the pedigree on on this guy and what where the interview's taking place, who's there, how they set it up, and they put the cameras and there's audio, video, still pictures. But I really now believe that this is all for profiling, to try to get into the psyche of a sick man's mind, and I think that that's what this is about. Hello, June DiCarlo. Good to see you. You can't judge a book by its cover, Jessica. You can't judge a book by its cover. If you judge a book by its cover, you're going to have big problems in life. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Yeah, because he's going to probably say more, and by saying "I think you will" is also part of his controlling craziness, and he could be a storyteller all day long. He could say all he wants to try to make himself feel better, but it's not going to work out. It's a sad, sorry situation. That's what I said, Sherry. That's what I said. It's a part of the criminal psychologist and the criminal psyche. They want to get into the heads of these type of people, and know what the deal is. Know what the deal is. Linda, it's a live broadcast. You are on a live broadcast right now. Yes. So this is alive. This is alive, and I was scrolling through the documents. So there's 31 pages available on dutyron.com. There's a link to my website, and here's the opening page, and you go over here to the right where it says Christopher Watts. There's your home, the merch store, the contact, NYPD link, and then the Christopher Watts link. Okay, Mama Bear, talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being in here. Thank you for being in here. Oh yeah, she at one point I think she had 15,000, Janet. everybody wanted to hear that audio, and she had it, so that was good. You know, everybody wanted to hear the audio, so it was good. So. So, anyways, so my dog got sick before, was throwing up and carrying on, but he's settled down now. He's settled down now. Yeah, the guy's not mentally stable. He's not mentally stable, guys. So I'm gonna take off the video and put it back onto me. So that's that. Um, so good stuff, guys. I'm glad that everybody enjoyed the broadcast. I think your cat threw up a hard ball with his breakfast. That's lovely, Maggie. That is lovely. All right. So I'm glad that everybody enjoyed this scaled down version of the broadcast. I opted not to broadcast the audio. I could have did the audio, but it was 5 hours of audio, and for me, I didn't think that that was going to be a good thing. Um, did you ever read the statement of the Trent kid? I did. I read it. Thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for sharing it with me. But I mean, it's just I'm not one that goes all over the place with different cases. I like to stay on what I'm focused on. And my next thing that I'm going to be going to is the Karina Vetrano case. And this is going to be all I'm talking about with, I'm not going to do another broadcast about Christopher Watts after this. I've tucked this in. I'm letting it go. And anything that I speak about going forward, if you guys are here for that, you can either, you know, don't come into the broadcast, or you can unsubscribe, or do whatever you want to do, or you can hang around. You're welcome to stay. But I'm choosing to take the healthy road, and there's nothing more that I can say. But if something develops, if there's something new about this, then I will talk about it. So I'm not gonna drag this out. I'm gonna go on to. He's feeling better. He's sleeping. I can hear him snoring a little bit. But I'm going to move on to the Karina Vetrano case, and I'm going to we're going to go and move in a positive direction. It is a sad case, but there is a perpetrator. There's no outstanding, but it is a retrial. It is a retrial. It is a retrial from a hung jury. So that's what makes it exciting. We want to follow this trial and see what the result is, and we're looking for a conviction. So, guys, I'm going to say good day to you. Peace and love. 3 hours of broadcast. Thank you so much for being in here. I greatly, greatly appreciate you guys. Much love and respect. If you guys want to follow me on social media, Duty Ron across the board on everything, go to my website. It has everything on there. It's the easiest way to get me. The easiest way to follow Duty Ron on all social is to go to dutyron.com. It's a one-stop shop for everything. I have every link to every one of my social medias on there. I'll show it to you again real quick. Let me just show this to you again. On dutyron.com, there's links to every bit of my social on here. You go here, there's on the top left is the YouTube link. Then here is here's the Twitter. Here's the link onto my Instagram. There's a Twitch link. I don't use that much. There's my PayPal link. Here's the merchandise store over to the right. You click on this, you get merchandise. If you want to send me a message through the website, that's a contact information. This is your NYPD link to the New York City Police Department. And then the Christopher Watts redacted statements. And then here is my YouTube. all of this stuff that's here is here again. There's my Snapchat, my Twitter, again my PayPal, and then if you go even further, if we move this a little up, you have the Patreon support page. You could click on the Patreon right there, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. If you want to look at this, you can look at all the rest of all the broadcasts that I have. My latest one right here is from YouTube, and then here's all my other previous broadcasts on the right, some of the Watts stuff, and that's about it. That's it, guys. So hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and remember, be kind to people. Let's try to be good people and go out there and pay it forward. Extend the hand when possible. Do the right thing. Always be kind to each other. And I'll talk to you guys really soon. So peace and love. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon, guys.